It says here, during preparations for the 2003 FIFA Under-17 World Championships, the Nigerian Football Association mistakenly submitted Michael as Mikel for the tournament. So when they were writing his name, so then, yeah, he's stuck with the name Mikel.
So nice.
And so he's like, oh, I'm Mikel now, not Michael.
Yeah. And he switched it now.
So then obviously it was John Obi Mikel.
Yeah.
But now he's legally changed that because he liked Mikel so much. Now he legally changed it to
Mikel
Mikel.
Arteta, I think,
Now
you
his
know?
name's Mikel John Obi.
You know who's a good
his
player
word.
as well?
It's
Fun
his word.
fact, good player, Keisuke Honda.
He's also a good
That is
player.
very
Keisuke
good.
Honda.
That's
No,
a
no,
sick
he
name
is.
though.
I like
Like,
Keisuke
brilliant
Honda, yeah.
name.
If we're talking about names,
Yeah.
Keisuke Honda's
passes
a
the name
cold
test?
name.
Yeah.
Who passes the name? Who's the
That's
best
a
name
good
test?
question. Well,
What's
I'm
the
the
Who
best
passes the names as a
footballer
footballer?
name?
You know what's the dangerous name? Crescencio.
Crescencio Somerville is mental.
I think it's Diego Armando Maradona. I think that just sounds so hard.
That's a layup. Yeah, no, that's a brilliant name. That's a brilliant
Zinedine
name.
Zidane, cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
always
rolls off
think
the tongue lovely.
Zed. If you have a Z in your name, it sounds
Zinedine
better.
Yazid Zidane.
Zelalem.
Bardwan Zenden.
Your boy.
Gideon Zelalem.
He looks like you as well.
He did look
It's
a
a
bit
good
like
name.
Yeah, he's you.
But-
Zelalem.
There was a name that someone said the other day that I was like, yeah, you're right. That's one of the coolest.
Rogerio Seni.
Do you know what I like?
There's one.
Fernando Morientes.
That's hard. Yeah.
Something I
Or
love about that name.
Fernando Redondo.
Yeah,
That's hard.
Redondo.
Yeah, crazy.
When you hear Spanish commentators, they Redondo con el balón en el centro.
I love names,
Lazy.
man. And names that are perfect as well for what they do. Obviously, it's going outside of football,
Yeah.
but names that are perfect for what they do.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt.
Crazy.
You were meant to be quick.
You were born
If you
to
were
be
slow, you need to be wrapped up.
slow fast. Like the fastest man ever
Ever
is
is
named
mental.
Usain Bolt.
Usain
Bolt. Mental.
I remember
Mental.
watching obviously the fight
Yeah.
between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Fury versus Wilder.
What live
Yeah.
that makes sense?
Like they were gonna be,
better
they were gonna be chess players.
Impossible.
It's crazy.
brilliant name.
But yeah,
Well
speaking
named
of
athletes.
names of Zeds, Buzidi, Code.
Yeah, Vizidi. Got me there.
Shout out my dad.
Shout out my label, that's me.
Shout out my father. Yeah, cheers to that. Cheers.
All right, anyways,
Take credit for that one.
we love names. Star Play is a code nickname, by the way.
Star player is a
I
brilliant.
like.
How'd you? Yeah, let's.
Someone asked me that. How did you
What's the origin of Star player?
You know what?
I was there
I
when it
want
became a
Shark
name.
to explain it because it sounds better.
I mean, it's way before my time where I was born.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was an email he used to have. It was like Star Player Abby because his
Yeah.
name's Abdullah.
Yeah.
But Abby was
Abby's a
one of the
different
Abby?
story as well. Abby's a
Okay,
different.
Let's
yeah.
park Abby. We'll talk about Abby off
Yeah,
camera.
that's a
That's
different
crazy.
story. That's a
So
different
anyways,
story.
but then obviously I knew him. I met him when we were 19. He was Abdullah to me. He was Abdullah.
Yeah.
And then one time he was writing an email down for something, and I saw it. It said he was typing Star Player Abby. So I was like, Star Player? He goes, that's my old email as a kid.
You just run with it.
And you just run with it,
Yeah.
and it just became Star Player from that day
Yeah.
forward.
Him and Chunks.
Yeah.
They used that as a basically to take the mick.
At first, it was a
It's
joke.
more, and
was
then
big
it
at
got,
the
to,
beginning.
it got to the point where it was like
just said-
they kept saying it,
Yeah.
and obviously these two had their Snapchat when it was popping.
Yeah.
And from there, everyone started calling me, and I was like, it's a bit odd.
I don't really call you Star Player. I call you
No.
Stars or SP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short on name.
bro.
Stars is
Star
called.
player is a brilliant name. Stars.
Thank you, man.
is
Yeah, to be honest, not many people call me star player, you know. As in like fans
stars.
that like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that know me call me star player, but I feel like it's too long.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Stars
you
is
man,
just
my,
class.
my boys, whatever they call me, stars. SP, whatever.
SP is cold as well.
SP was Toronto, man.
SP to the
I was on a
back.
glide in Toronto.
I remember when he came
That's
back.
why
I remember when he came back as SP. I was like, oh, okay, SP now. Say no more. But
Evolution.
Yeah, I remember. But yeah, let's get into the first, guys. Let us know as well your favorite footballer names. We're gonna start every single podcast with a random fun fact or a random question. Today's one is, what is your favorite ever footballer name? I want to see those comments, and then next episode I'll introduce and say which ones. Like I'll give you guys some honorable mentions. Okay,
You might as well even do that, and then the top 4 names, just put it on a poll on Twitter.
there we go.
Well, there you go.
I'm
There you
sorry,
go.
I remembered
like
it. It was Fuad who actually said what was the coldest footballer name ever.
Which one?
He said Gianluca Zambrotta.
Oh,
He said it in the interview outside Tesco.
I've seen the
That's
video.
why, and I agreed with him completely because he was even saying it like.
Could be a
If he was
clothing
footballer,
brand.
It could be like a designer
Yeah,
brand.
yeah, yeah.
Those new Zambrottas.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
hard. Like
There
Gianluca
you go.
Zambrota.
Good
I love
name.
the name Gianluca as well.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
two
yeah.
names in one.
It just
Nah,
sounds
it's brilliant.
classy, bro.
It is a classic.
John and Luke.
Italian names are very
Gianluca
classy. But
Zambrotta.
if you have a name that you didn't hear us mention, let us know in the comments below. But let's get into the very first podcast of the season.
I've got a name as well.
You still got
Oh,
names.
he's got
I've got a
names.
name.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
it's-
Yeah,
it's-
okay,
it's-
one
it's-
sec, guys, one sec,
it-
one sec, guys.
It is remixed though. Like it's meant to be pronounced something else.
So you
but
pronounced
someone remixed it to
What?
Bobby Charlton.
Bobby Charlton is a great way of saying Bobby Charlton.
See, that's what
Bobby Charlton.
That's his nickname now. The Madrid dressing room.
Bobby, yeah.
That's what they call him
They
now.
call him Hendrik Bobby.
Bobby Charlton.
That's
Is
hilarious.
it who's your favorite players? Yeah, Bobby Charlton.
No,
You
he
are
says
not.
like Vinny, Jude, Bobby Charlton.
Bobby Charlton is fun. Wallahi, what's Bobby Charlton doing? man?
Didn't he say De Stefano as well?
No, he said Puskas the other day.
Hendrik's a time traveler, bro. He's a time traveler.
You see that one? You see that one?
Muhammad Ali fight. You see that one?
No, is that
Bobby, you ain't seen that?
It's like black and white and Muhammad Ali fight. And
It's just
times
black and
out,
white, and
you
it's
see
goes
them,
and
it's
Hendrik's
black
like,
and white.
yeah.
And Hendrik is going.
And it's
It's
like,
like
yeah,
this.
wow. Muhammad Ali.
Shark, I was in
fantastic,
tears.
That's amazing. I didn't see that.
Hendrik's unreal.
That is incredible. I mean, if you can find, you guys have a look. There we go. See, we'll put a clip in there.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the very
Sharp.
first episode of the season. As you can see, new season, new vibes. You know, how many official seasons have we been on doing SDS for now? I see how many seasons is it? Like full seasons. I think our first season was after Euro 2021, right? So 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24. This is our fourth full season.
This is my third season of the crew, man.
This is your third season.
Yeah.
Your second from the start of the season, though. Your second
Yeah.
opening week.
I was.
You came halfway
the
through.
No, I came actually earlier. My first appearance that first year that I did it was like on the third game of the season or fourth game of the season.
Oh, nice.
So it's still early, but like this is like now full. Yeah. Second
A
one.
couple seasons for you as well now.
So, well, first full season for me as well, actually.
From
But appeared
No, I'd
many,
say
many
last
years
year was
ago.
a full season for you.
Did I have a full season?
Yeah.
I mean,
would say
your
so.
debut was years ago.
My
Yeah.
debut was
No,
bloody
I think
2021, I
our first
think.
ever-
Yeah, that was
Last
in
year, I
the
think
first.
I'd give you it was a full season. Yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah,
Most of it
yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, how do you feel? All 4 seasons you've been there from the
What,
start?
missed-
Fourth season?
Yeah, man, it's
Mr. Reliable.
mad. It's
Mr.
mad.
Reliable. Vice captain.
People like James Miller over here, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Might lose it, but he's still there.
No, Jamie Vardy, bro, back up.
Come on, bro.
Vardy, back up.
Vardy, bro.
But,
Instead of Red Bulls, it's
What?
Coke.
Yeah. One fun fact as well, though. I think Fuiz mentioned the other day. No SDS member. Phases don't count because he supports a team in La Liga and they win everything. No SDS member has been on SDS whilst their team has won the league.
Wow.
Oh,
So
wow.
could it be this season for the Arsenal boys? Probably not.
Spurs.
You know, we got
I love
Spurs.
that we both looked at each other.
We've got United
We
boys.
looked at each other, we're just like,
We've got United boys.
Not right now, man. Not right
We've
now.
got United
man.
boys, we've got one Spurs, and we've got Arsenal, and then obviously Sean's Chelsea rep.
Safe to
We've
say,
got Liverpool for Wizzy,
Yeah.
but no one's won yet. It's been City, man.
safe to say, you guys are the closest, probably.
We are probably.
Safe to say.
That doesn't close hasn't been close enough in recent years. But yeah, let's get into the first podcast of the season. It's the first Premier League roundup. We are back. Premier League roundups this season are a lot more condensed, but we'll fill it with worthy information, valuable information. So the episodes will be a bit shorter, but the information won't.
And I know, you know the maddest thing
It'll still
is-
be strong episodes.
You know the
I'm
maddest
sure.
thing is, whenever I see like the comment section on YouTube, obviously when we upload,
Yeah.
and obviously every single time we're like, you know what, for us lot, obviously like are on the table, the panel, whatever it is, we're all like, we feel like it's long in terms of like talking 2-3 hours of it. But with them lots, they're like,
They love it.
why don't you extend it? Make it 4 hours. I'm looking at it going, brother.
You know how much work
I
there
can't
is?
lie.
Yeah.
People that watch it at home that are listening to us, it's not like we don't film this at like 5
Guys,
p.m.
we've been
6
done
p.m.
at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
We've done
There's
mad
Days I've
shifts.
come home at 4
literally
5
like
a.m.
the Spurs game finished
Yeah.
and we've started filming.
It's 10:30 right now, PMs. So it's like that's how we start sometimes even later.
Sometimes 11, 12, bro.
Exactly. But we can fit everything in a good amount of time and give them entertaining content. As long as
100%.
you guys keep liking, subscribing,
Damn right.
supporting. Biggest football podcast in the UK. I'm gonna
Facts.
start running that right.
What's
agenda.
that? Facts.
Exactly. We are the biggest and the best football podcast in the UK. Anyone that wants to dispute it, let me know. Hit my messages.
Facts.
It is just a fact.
Mr. Ferguson.
You guys are also producers of the show. You have always been. Please let us know in the comments. If you want any ideas this season that you want us to do, let us know. We don't ignore you guys. If we don't do it, just keep commenting and one day we'll get to it.
You
If
blame-
it's a good-
Except
if
for
it's
that
a good
goalkeeper
enough-
draft. I'm
Yeah.
never doing that
If
shit.
it's a good enough idea, we genuinely will do it. So
Nah,
thanks
I
so
know
much.
someone's
if
gonna
we-
put a goalkeeper
No,
draft
he's
on
been
there.
doing it now for,
forever,
like,
bro.
months.
I
It's
see
not
it every
happening,
time.
bro.
I see it
Like-
every time.
But let's get into a Premier League roundup. We are going to start new season. I think it's right we start at the Emirates.
I wanted to start Old Trafford, man.
Nah, okay, you know what?
Because they were there.
Season, bro.
I was joking. I was joking. I see the reaction.
Take me home.
Opening game, Friday night kickoff. Friday night kickoff, opening game. You both were there. Old Trafford. Man United playing against Fulham to open the Premier League. All eyes are on you guys. Go.
Take it away,
Yeah,
Liz.
you take it away, bro.
Wow, this was the whole eyes of the world are watching Old Trafford.
Everyone's watching.
No, the world was
I had
watching.
a whole gathering in my house to
The
watch United Fulham.
footballing world was there because listen, we were excited. Football's back. Pre-seasons are done.
Yeah.
No, everyone was like, "There's no more excuses for Ten Hag. We've given you the coaching staff that all talk the same languages." Yeah.
Yeah.
We've given everything. We've given you all the players that all at some point have spent time in the Netherlands. Whether they were born there or they played in the league, they have been in the Netherlands at some point. And they have given you the greatest ownership that have been organised in footballing history. Acknowledge them. It's Ineos, baby. Acknowledge them.
Is your wallpaper on your
It's
phone?
still Ineos.
Can you please show it to them?
I'm sure.
Bro, his wallpaper
no
is
way?
Berada, Jim Radcliffe, Brailsford. They're standing like the Avengers, bro.
I swear to God it is. I swear to God. Where is it?
I think I've seen it.
It's so funny. Oh, you might have changed
I
it.
might
right
have changed.
now.
I
It's
changed it because we won the
funniest
FA Cup.
fixture ever,
By the
bro.
way, we won the FA Cup, so that's why I changed it.
Nice.
But these guys are the reason why, my excitement is through the roof. Obviously, getting to go down to Old Trafford is always going to be fun. It was fun going with Lias, Liban, a couple of other
Has
guys.
there been any change at Old Trafford? Because I know they changed the walk
tunnel,
bit, the tunnel bit.
Yes,
They changed it.
the tunnel has. Is
there anything else?
Other than that, I don't think we can say anything
Where is
specifically
that
we
now?
can
Is it no
determine.
longer in the corner? Is it
No,
central now?
no, what it is, it was the inside of the tunnel coming out of the changing room when they walk in, so the players can see it. You can't see it from the outside.
Oh, okay.
So the
So the whole
outside
hype of it changed. Doesn't matter. Like the fans.
We're not
like,
gonna see it. The cameras
he
will
doesn't
see
get
it.
it though, right? It's the 1% gains.
The marginal
He's been reading
gains.
Atomic Habits.
Marginal
James
gains.
Clear.
Hey, I recommend that as a read. Definitely read it. Totally gonna read. But
It's a good book.
listen, what the good feeling around Man United isn't this before we even talk about the performance is because of the moves that have been made by the ownership, the transfers that have been brought in, and they were announced at Old Trafford on the day.
Yep.
We got to see Lenny Oro with his crutches. Obviously, we hope that he gets well soon. De Ligt, Mazraoui, and Xerxes all there as well. We look at the performance now.
I was gonna say.
I think United started positively. I think that there was a lot of not take away from off the ball, especially the press was really, really tight. I remember I turned to Lias at one point in the game and I said, we can't say we're not committing to the press at this point. I had Harry Maguire playing out in wide areas, which is a concern at times. And then Lisandro Martinez on the same side with Adama Traore, a bit of a tough battle.
I mean, I have faith in Harry Maguire. I like him.
bro,
I think he was the best player on
I
the
still
pitch.
think
Man
he's
of
a
the match.
top Premier League defender.
Facts.
You know, I still have faith in
I
him.
think just on the topic, Mark, first of all, he was my man of the match. I thought he was amazing. And second of all, even if you don't really rate Harry Maguire, it's undisputable that if he's your fourth choice center back, you're
great
flying.
fourth- that's a
Any
great fourth
team
choice.
in the
Something
Premier
well.
League would be over the moon to have Maguire
He's a
as your
starting
fourth
centre-back.
choice center back. Crazy.
For most other teams, he is a starting centre back. Another player I want to mention, Nasser Mazraoui.
So I was going to get to him. Yeah, let's talk about
Go
his
on.
debut because I think he impressed everyone. Both-footed, as a both-footed player,
Yeah.
comfortable on both feet. He might not be as like defensively strong as Wan-Bissaka, but that's not what you need. If you're Man United, you're trying to play front for football. You're gonna. You don't want to play football where you need to defend like Wan-Bissaka. You don't need to have that last-ditch tackles. You want to be on the ball. And Mazraoui impressed everyone, I think, of how good he was on the ball, how comfortable he looked on the debut. I think it's one of the best debuts we've seen from a fullback in the Premier League in a long time. But you guys were there. Tell us about how you
I think
felt.
he was just comfy, to be honest. Like, look, I've heard a lot of talk about Wan-Bissaka. Some people are gutted to see him go. Whatever you think, I think it was time for him to go. He had a year left on his contract.
Yeah.
And I think that the way the team was trying to go forwards, he was early in their plans. What's his name? Dowlow was clearly Ten Hag's guy on the right. And I think they saw an opportunity in Mazraoui for a guy that, okay, maybe he's not completely in favor at Bayern. But I feel like people are just like writing off Mazraoui completely. Who was on this? Was it Faisal who's acting like Mazraoui is a scrub
Robbed, he
of
got
a
him dusted.
footballer?
He said he's dusted.
Which is crazy. Even if you don't rate him that much, like Mazraoui for me is just like a typical Ajax footballer.
Technically
very good,
secure.
very technically secure. His footballing IQ is top. A good defender. He's not Wan-Bissaka, okay,
No.
but a very capable defender. Good at going forward.
Yep.
For me, if I look at Mazraoui, the best I can like hope for him to be is like what Daley Blind was for us at times, what we were hoping Darmian was going to be, and what he's kind of been at Inter. You don't
Solid.
have to be a 10 out of 10 defender.
Yeah, no.
Solid.
Or like Trent, who's just a solid fullback who plays on either side, by the way.
Yeah.
And when you look at the injuries United have had at left back, I think that's huge for them.
Yeah. Go ahead, Slas.
I was gonna say, how long was it when he signed to when you guys played?
A few days.
It was a
Just
few days, innit?
The
So he's
turnover
not
was
even had no
crazy.
preseason.
No,
Obviously-
straight in.
I
He's
think,
had- no,
he
not
had,
train-
I think he had preseason with
No,
Bayern.
Bayern, sorry,
He
not
had one
preseason.
training session with us
I
as
said
well.
I meant training. Sorry, like training session.
One
with-
training session with us. That's
Get
it.
acclimated with obviously his new teammates and stuff.
He was
And
popping
even-
in the
It's
wrong
smart,
I was
by
about to say, yeah.
it's smart by Eric Ten Hag as well that he started him at right back where he was most comfortable. Because I thought before the game it was going to be him against Adama. I remember seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Oh, it's going to be a tough
Can't
debut
wait
for
for
him."
him to- yeah.
Smart by Eric Ten Hag to play him at right back, of
Yeah.
course.
And the difference between him and Wan-Bissaka is, in general, the rule that if you have to recover, that means that You made a mistake at some point in it, and it looks like Mazraoui
As
so far.
Maldini says.
Obviously, it's only one game, and it's still early on in his Manchester United career. It seems like he's the kind of person who prevents the attack rather than having to recover once the attack.
But this is probably the first time in a very long time for you guys where you've had no issues in terms of anyone on the back four collecting the ball.
yeah,
The
when they're all
whereas
comfortable
before,
on the
remember,
ball.
you used to have Wan-Bissaka where he was like,
And Varane on that side as well. It has to be said. And listen, I remember with that whole clip that went crazy when I said Varane is an issue with the ball at his feet.
brother.
But from that side, what it does is exactly what you're saying. The build-up play. So many different players can pick up different points. You mentioned Dalot earlier. I only realized it when I watched the game back in the highlights back. He was picking up the ball right at the 6.
Yeah.
From Onana. Like this guy was playing in the 6. Sometimes he was playing high up and on the left, all the way wide, bringing the width on the left-hand side. Sometimes inverted from the left-hand side. Dalot has become Eric Ten Hag's go-to guy whenever I need a solution.
Mr.
anywhere.
Reliable.
Mr. Reliable for Manchester United, and
high
that's because
level
of his
as well.
technical ability.
I like that. Let's talk about, of course, because this game, it wasn't a smooth sailing match.
No.
Right, you needed a late winner. We will talk about that as well. Great, debut goal, always a nice feeling. Let's talk about Fulham. Did they have you on edge at any point? Obviously, Adama had a few moments. Andreas Pereira could have
From
made
what-
that decision.
yeah.
We watched that at home. From watching
I
what
feel
you
like obviously we both know, like both because we watched Arsenal live. You watch United, so obviously it's a different view when you're at the stadium.
Yep,
You're
yep.
watching on TV.
It's
So
very,
for
very
me,
different,
Me
very different.
personally, there was spells where Fulham looked like they were threatening a lot. They was close to your goal a lot of the time. I remember they had quite a lot of corners. If I'm correct, they had quite a few amount of corners, but I felt like they were threatening. But you guys kind of handled it where compared to like last year, that Andreas Pereira where Harry Maguire intercepted it.
Could have been. a
It
goal.
would have been a goal or more
Yeah.
time. I just feel like Fulham lacked a lot more they lacked a lot more like dynamic.
They lacked quality. They
Yeah,
lacked
it was
quality.
literally
Yeah,
like
they did.
last year they punished you guys when it came
Their
to them
final action
scenarios.
was poor.
But
Their
yeah,
final action was
literally I expected a bit more, but then again I was like,
for me, it was so different from the experience that I had in the stadium to when I watched it back because I didn't realize how clear cut the chances United created were in that first half. Like the Casemiro pass to Bruno. Bruno should score that.
Great pass
The
to
one that he went
Casemiro,
out
by
there
the way.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
The one who
That
did
too.
outside foot. I was like, why are you going with that
by
outside
halftime,
foot?
United
Mason
should have
Mount
been
had a
up
chance as
2-0,
well.
3-0. The
Genuinely.
amount of times that it almost came, there's like a magnet on Casemiro's head. Every single set
Every
piece that they
chance felt
created, it felt
Casemiro's
like Casemiro. So
how to be honest though, I'm a person where I've always been Casemiro out.
Yeah.
For you
There's
guys
a butt
know this.
coming. There's a butt coming.
That game he played very well. Like you said, if it weren't Harry Maguire, I think he was. I think he was very good.
Okay,
I
I will
can't
say
lie.
this.
I wouldn't say
think we need to
unreal,
be
but I
careful.
think he was very good.
I think we need to be careful with accrediting Casemiro for doing things outside of his role or what we need Casemiro to do, which is what? Cover ground well, win duels, and progress the ball. And the progressing of the ball is something that he has been struggling with in the past season, and the covering of ground is something he also struggled with. Not just last season, I feel like in this game as well. So yeah, there was the nice little outside foot passes, a cute little.
but I'm not even
number
talking about the
eight. No, but
passes.
even the chances, all the good things that he did in the game. It was screaming out to me more, and I don't think this is agenda based. I genuinely think when I have a defensive midfielder who may be losing out on draws or is losing possession too often, that is more of a red flag for me than the positive things he's doing offensively.
I
That's just the way
I
look at it.
agree with you, right? But one thing I'm starting to notice, right? I completely agree with you. And if it were up to me, I would have more of like a technically secure first phase midfielder there. But I don't think I don't think Ten Hag really wants
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
I think it's proven by the fact that
Ugarte.
they're going after Ugarte. And I was
He
telling
wanted
you,
that with De Jong, no?
but De Jong really isn't the same kind of even like profile as these guys. Like these guys are like
But
these are
that's
clubby.
what he
I think-
wanted.
I
Maybe
think-
that's the
I-
style he
I
wanted to
think
play.
he
He's a
wanted a
technically
Frankie.
secure
I think he wanted a Frankie next to that kind of player.
Yeah.
Like I think what Mainu is doing is what he wanted Frankie to do. I think
Agreed.
the plan was always to put that kind of player
Yeah.
because I was even telling Abs during the game. If you notice with United, they don't really build up through their midfield. In fact, they kind of avoid their midfield at times. They build up a lot out wide, and it's a lot kind of the responsibility is between Maguire and Lisandro, whether they're sending long balls forward or whether it's going
trying to
completely
break
out wide.
lines, yeah.
So I don't know personally, and you can even look at his last Ajax team. It was very similar, where you had a guy like Edson Alvarez, who's also not a first
Destroyer.
phase dictator. Is that really the way Ten Hag wants to play? And if that's the case, look, Ugarte will be an upgrade on Casemiro in the sense that he's maybe a bit more mobile at this age.
Yeah.
But I think you're still going to have those similar concerns in terms of, is he as secure in the first phase?
My issue with the Ugarte, and I know it's just a link so far, so we don't want to spend too much time on it. But my issue with him is that he's someone who's also a driver of the ball, and I look at that being one of Kobe's strengths. So I would prefer if you had someone who's able to cover that ground, and the person's strength was progressive passing, but that in the market today.
That's
is
so
It's
rare.
tough.
It's so
It's
rare.
tough. That
That's
six
all
is
stuff
kind
too
of,
that you're gonna find out later in the
Yeah,
season,
we
right?
will.
Like I want to
Yeah.
stress as well
That-
too. This is
yeah.
early days. Like
Yeah.
this is for me. I'm gonna say this about every single team, right? It's about results for all of these guys at the
Easy.
beginning
At
of
the
the
start,
season.
100%.
It's
Just-
still
yeah.
first
First
game
10
of the season.
games,
It's
first
still
10 games like
pre-season.
Yeah,
Like, players are still in
for
their
sure.
mind and the body's still in pre-season.
I think the season starts after the first international break.
Yeah,
That's the
which
way I
is
look
very
at it.
soon actually. Watched the game with you at my house. One player you were a fan of for Fulham was the left back Anthony Robertson. I remember you were raving about him.
no, he's a very good
yeah.
left
He had
back.
a solid game, 64 touches.
Yeah.
Won 6 out of 8 of his tackles. You know,
Only 2 points on FPL, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying you really liked him, didn't you?
No, I think obviously he's not the next one up, but
Most
the
tackles in the
season he had last year,
I think he's a good left back.
he cemented himself as like one of the top left backs in the Premier League
I'd agree.
currently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's hard because not many people watch Fulham, so they
Yeah.
You
The
don't
PR's
really,
not
the
there.
only time people actually view those kind of players is when they play against the top sides. I thought Lukic was really good for them as well. Is that his name, right?
Lukic, yeah.
The DM, they replaced him.
Yeah.
He's kind of the pioneer replacement
Yeah.
for now, right?
They had him last year. He had a good stint. I thought he was well. It's just like you said, they're just missing that.
Bit of quality.
What
yeah.
quality,
Yeah,
like-
just some bit of
What
quality
did
in
you
the
think
final
of Smith Rowe's debut?
You know
the same
what?
for you guys.
third. Yeah, I jokingly tweeted when
I
he came
know, I
off.
saw your
Yeah,
tweet.
nah.
When he came off, how did you tell me?
Huh?
You're not on Twitter anymore.
I'm
How
not
did
on
you
Twitter.
tell me?
I
Yeah,
see
it's
things
good
get
at
shared.
the
But
end.
the fact-
He's got some moles that said it.
Yeah, you're right, but
The burner account that sent him as against these.
I just don't like the fact. I just don't like the fact like he came off 65th minute,
Yeah.
66th minute. You tweet about it.
Yeah, I was right.
You was
there,
at the game.
Yeah, I was at the
Like,
game. Yeah, I was at the game.
Lias
How
didn't
much were
tweet
you on
about
your
it when he was
phone?
playing. Like, what's going on?
I had a look at it and I was like, Smith Rowe, did he play? I saw him come off and I just saw, I was like, oh, did Smith I actually asked Elias, I was like, did Smith Rowe play today?
How
He said,
much?
yeah, he just
How
came
much
off.
of the game do you spend on your phone?
What it was is basically that Smith Rowe moment. I just needed to get that one out there.
You responded to Ilias during the game,
Yeah.
and actually, to be fair, we'll quickly go over to that. What you responded to Ilias about was Kobe Maino's performance. Obviously, he had the
That
most duels,
transition's brilliant.
most
that's why
duels.
he's the host.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had the
see, he knows what he's
most
doing.
duels won, most interceptions, most take-ons completed, and the most fouls won.
Yeah.
Kobe. That's not stuff that you'll like attribute to him. The way he was winning all those tackles, winning all those duels.
Yeah.
Give
Some
over,
people
man.
would say
Give
he
over,
was
man.
not
Give over.
athletic. Or
Facts.
They
Some
call
would
him
say, cone.
that the word they
I think that's the word they use it. Coney Mano is what they started calling him, brother. That's not his name.
Coney
His
Man.
name is Kobe.
Coney
Start calling his name, man.
That's crazy.
That's what he started calling him. And I'm looking at you, star player. And you,
Cody.
Ilias. But listen, I'm just saying that first half silenced him. I said it to Ilias straight away. That 45 minutes was enough for me to say winning second balls, winning aerial duels, being strong in midfield. Brother, here he goes. Here he goes.
Right.
Yeah, you're talking about him in transition defensively, brother. He's a complete midfielder.
Wallah, he's
You
not.
might not like
Wallah,
it,
he's
brother.
not. Wallah,
You
Wallah,
might not
he's
like
not.
it, but this is
Wallah,
the
he's not.
reality, brother.
It's
This is
the
the reality.
reality.
Brother,
This is the
brother.
reality, brother.
Blocking up passes like in a channel doesn't mean you're athletic, brother.
What do you mean?
That's
The interception,
athletic.
of course.
No,
Why are we acting like Kobe is like
I'm
indomitable?
not.
Yeah, I'm saying, bro. I just
No,
get it, bro.
Honestly,
It's
I've
so-
observed this the whole time. I don't
Yeah.
really like have a. This is just weird to me.
I'm
though,
not.
bro.
No,
Of course it's
none
weird.
of us. None of us
It's an
said.
agenda.
None of us said Kobe Manu is Tanga and Dembele. We never said
Like that for me is unathletic player.
That guy, he's a
Yo, but that's
cheeseburger.
the way
you guys
He's a
look at
Korean
him.
You're
cheeseburger,
calling
bro.
him- you're
That's
calling
not
him-
happening.
You're basically calling him Tielemans, though.
No, he's got better attributes than Tielemans, but the way you describe him, it's like he's Amadou Onana. When he's not that.
No, okay, let's make
He's
it clear.
not that.
He's not that. He's not that.
He's not a
I'm
ground
saying
eater. He's not
a ground
eater. He's not eater.
Because I want... What?
Ground eater. He's using those FT terms
Just
now,
say
bro.
ground, but he's not eater. He's not eater. That's crazy. Bro, use the word ground, bro. We had it right there.
Yeah,
You
eater.
need to take off the
Sorry,
ground.
he didn't need it.
But
bro.
I said... But I thought he needed an Amadonna next to him.
100%.
I said, but you know I've said that.
I've been
bro.
asking
You know
you.
I've said
Need
that,
one,
bro.
bro.
To get the best out of
still
him,
need
yeah,
one,
you
of
need
course,
that.
I don't
think maybe it
Declan
was-
Rice, someone that's like that kind of player.
100%, bro.
I was gonna say though, for
How
me,
much
though,
you selling
the-
him?
Sanderberg.
Nah, you that guy, you stay at Fulham, bro. I'm good with that guy.
I
I
wouldn't
the
take
two
him.
players for me, I thought were the main takeaways from this game were.
We literally said that earlier.
Hey, you want Sanderberg?
Over Agate, I probably
He's going
would take
Fulham.
him.
He's
Yeah, I
going
know, I
Fulham.
know.
That's because
And-
you know why he's
and
going Fulham.
McTominay.
You know
and
why
they
he's going
didn't
Fulham?
take him.
Because that's his level.
Ah, fair,
Okay,
fair.
so you keep those
That's
players at Fulham, and we'll look for other players.
Ugarte,
okay?
where would he?
Huh?
Is he good enough for United?
He's better than Sanderberg. Okay.
I'd
Fulham
take
Last thing I want to talk about
I was gonna say, there's two players.
before we move on. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say Mount and Xerxes for me. Are the
Yeah,
two
that's
big-
what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Mason
So,
Mount, what a player,
Mason
man.
Mount started
What
this
a
match.
player.
Obviously, he's fit now, fit to
Yeah.
play. We didn't see much of him last season. Actually, if anything of him last season. I remember he scored that goal against Brentford, which was the winner for a
was
minute.
there.
Which
I
is the
was
winner
there.
for a minute. It was
Yeah.
mad. But obviously, he was injured last season. So, how are you feeling about him? Play this game.
Number
looking
7.
looking forward to
I
seeing
have to-
more of him. Do you think he's going to start a lot of games?
know,
Obviously, Bruno.
like that.
Yeah,
I
and your
already
face goes
know.
like that because I've seen his face.
I already know
You
what's
said he said,
happening.
"Go on."
I don't know. Mount is such a weird one, man, for United, right? Because I think I'm a big defender of Mason Mount because I think he's a good player. I feel like the common consensus these days about Mount is he's a scrub. I find that ridiculous.
But it's
No,
mainly
not.
Chelsea fans.
No, I don't think it. I think it was at one point Chelsea fans, but I think it's a lot of
think it's
United
gotten
fans
a
who
bit
didn't
like
want
that.
him either. I think a lot of people are looking at Mason Mount now based off his last season at Chelsea, based on this year, the fact he got the number 7.
Bring
I
him
feel
to
like
the
a lot of
carpet,
people
man. Bring
act
him to
like
the
Mount
carpet.
is just a bad
Bring him
player.
to
I
the
think he's a
carpet.
very good player. But I don't see this role for him at United, to be honest with you, as a starter. Like, I think he's going to be a great player to have in the team. But I do feel like I feel like his performance was massively overrated at the weekend, to be honest with you. Like, okay, he did a great job in terms of, like, our press was way better when he was on the pitch, and I give him credit for that. But we didn't sign Mason Mount to be our Park Ji-sung. This is like, for me, when people were overgassing Gallagher last year because of his work rate. Mason Mount is more than just work rate. And I don't think he can prove that by playing in this kind of position. The issue he has is that when everyone is fit, Xerxes will play up front. It won't be Mason Mount. Bruno is going to play. Kobbie Mainoo is going to play. So, look, I'm more than happy as a fan to have Mason Mount on my team. I just wonder for him, is he content to just be like a bit like a squad player at Manchester
So
United?
how will he cement that spot?
I don't think there is a
week
way
in,
for him.
week out?
I don't think he came to United thinking it was going to be like this. Because Kobbie Mainoo hadn't emerged.
Yeah, of
I think
course.
he was sold this role that it was going to be him and Bruno with Casemiro.
for sure.
But I don't see how
But if I'm
he's not better than Bruno Fernandes
Yeah.
at that role, and Kobbie is the guy. Like,
But if I'm correct though, before we moved to United, he had Liverpool knocking on his door.
Yeah.
I think he might have had another club. I remember specifically it was United
it's
and
probably
Liverpool.
Arsenal. Arsenal.
I think-
Potentially
I
us,
think Arsenal- I think
but
he has involved.
he's had those 3 clubs and they're
Yeah,
giants.
he's a United
Yeah.
So
fan.
you
and
think
he's a very good player. Like, he could have, he would have been great for any of these.
And
clubs.
he already probably would have been cementing a starting position in those teams.
Yeah.
But he chose United for whatever reason he did. And me last season, I don't know if in hindsight, maybe I was going a bit crazy, but whenever I saw him play for United, and this was, like you say, maybe before the full breakthrough of Kobbie Mainoo because he got injured in pre-season, he just doesn't stop running, doesn't stop. Like, these kind of things, that when you watch them in a player for your team, you feel like he understands what it means to wear
Yeah,
that shirt.
he's a defensive attacking midfielder.
But
That's what he is. That's
he's
what-
got
he's
more.
not-
He's got
just
more
an
than that.
industri-
He's got.
he's
No,
good at
he's
that.
just an
No, but he's
industrious
also-
And
field
he's also
player.
technically
but
secure
also,
as well.
of course,
Yeah,
very
he's also
technical.
secure.
Industrious,
He's
but
a
like-
great. He's a creative player. You've
I-
seen
I-
that at
but
Chelsea
But
when
what
he was
that does,
flying
what that does
under
for
Frank
me,
Lampard.
and it could be fan bias, but when I see something like that, it's just like, as someone I can get behind, and that's someone that, when we look at what it means for him accepting this second role, what that could mean for him is that whenever after 60 minutes the press is not, it maybe dropped off, the pressing levels
he would
has
be
dropped
great
off.
to bring off the bench.
Him coming off the bench and being that enforcer at that point in time could mean that United close out games so much more better, and that's something
Look,
United
I
have an
think,
issue
for, I
doing.
think for United, it's great. I'm
Yeah.
very happy to have Mason
Yeah,
Mount.
yeah.
But I'm just looking at it
From his
point of view.
perspective,
Even
yeah.
like his performance, like, okay, he was industrious, but in terms of being on the ball, he had
Yeah,
very
he-
little impact on the
Yeah.
game as a whole.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about the match winner, the
Xerxes.
debutant, 9.5.
What a moment!
Joshua Xerxes.
What a moment! Man.
You know, what a moment that was. He came on off the bench. If he didn't score and the game finished 0-0, we'd be probably a lot different. The feelings would be a lot different now. So that was obviously you guys dominated. You deserve to win, but could have easily finished 0-0.
Yeah.
It could have easily
Yeah.
finished. It looked like it was heading that way. Then obviously Joshua Xerxes comes on. Stars, you know him very well. you know.
I've heard of him. I don't know him very well. I can't lie to you.
Denied that completely. Don't give me those claims like
Just
that,
the
bro.
case.
But yeah, 87th minute goal,
Yeah,
and
huge.
it was a very good finish. He started to move himself.
Yep.
You know, he has that kind of like late run into the box, kind of like that nonchalant, but not like a real striker bursting into
It's a
the box.
good word to use, you know.
But yeah,
He
but
goes
he had
straight into
that
the
feel,
box.
yeah, but he
Yeah,
has
yeah.
that like kind of comfortable and confident. The ball's gonna come. If I'm just a bit slower here and I just
Yeah,
go
it's
there.
Berbatov vibes.
Yeah, there was something I liked about that goal.
With that goal,
very
it was
calm
more-
and composed.
Yeah.
But we've seen Anthony score his first time at Old Trafford against Arsenal. We've seen this. But I'm saying,
Martial, let's mention
we've
Martial
seen
there as well.
Martial, but I'm saying, which way will he go?
Well, in fact, Xerxes is the third Dutch striker to score against Fulham for Man United on his debut.
Okay, well, let's quick quiz. Who are the other two?
Van
Van
Persie,
Nistelrooy,
Van
Van Persie.
No,
No.
man.
So it's not
That
bad
was
company.
tough.
Yeah, we smashed it, man.
I can't lie. If
Yo,
you-
Dutch, you better
No,
smash
no.
it, bro.
If you asked me for another Dutch striker, I wouldn't know.
After that,
Of
we're
course.
done.
He didn't even score in the Premier League for us.
Yeah, quickly, Xerxes. Yeah. How do you feel
I-
he's?
you know what was
gonna
so weird
fit?
about his cameo, right? I feel like for the first 20 minutes he didn't touch the ball, which was crazy because like Xerxes is a very technical player who wants to drop deep. Like the game was like no one was passing to him, no one was even looking up, and then
Passing him by a lot.
yeah, and then he started to slowly grow into it. And I was happy to see him come on because again, as good as Mount was in the press, I felt like we were missing that kind of focal point up front. And then once he started getting onto it, other players start kind of like improving, and the team is gelling, and the team is moving up the pitch as a unit, and then that goal is just a perfect summation. And then after that goal as well too, there were only what, like 5-6 minutes? But then he was touching the ball every 5 seconds, bro. Then he was completely in the thick of things. And I think it's a real sign going forward about what kind of player Man United have. And I'm very excited. I said earlier in this in the summer, how is him and Haaland going to work out? But I'm very happy to see Xerxes start off with a goal. That's a great way to start.
Yeah.
Great way to start.
No
off.
preseason whatsoever, man.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
he didn't
had-
even get a minute at the
Exactly,
competition.
was interrupted in his preseason as well. But this is my type of striker. Genuinely, if I've always harped on this podcast about the modern day number 9. But my only issue with these modern day number 9s is that these guys don't put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Very, very early, very soon to say anything
I
about
was going to say,
make
he
any
bagged
major
like
claims
9
about.
goals, 8 goals.
Yeah,
at
we can't
Bologna,
say
so
anything
let's
crazy
not.
about
Exactly,
because
well,
he could be
let's-
one of them
yeah.
one as well. But let's see.
It was a good start for his career. But let's move on. Okay.
So we're not talking about Crashford. I know we
Well,
got
he's safe for now because we got other things to talk
because
about.
that guy.
We'll talk about it
Marcus-
next episode, man.
We'll talk about it next time. We'll see. We'll give him 1 week off. Don't worry. You got him on FPL. We'll talk about FPL by the way because
Yeah,
the
I do.
first game week's done. So we're gonna update the table like we always do. But right at the end of the episode.
No, but this season,
Next-
this season, no, I'll be honest, I know it's next team. But this season, my agenda is I'm trying to push the Rashford to Arsenal.
Yeah.
That movement. I'm trying to start it here.
He's going to be 28 years old next
That's
season.
probably that's fine. age don't matter with me when it comes to him.
I'll take.
Hey,
All right.
hey,
Speaking of, let's move on to Arsenal. After going from the game that you guys were both at Old Trafford, let's
Yeah.
move on to the other side of the table.
You guys are this game.
We both were at the game. We both met Patrick Vieira.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I saw you a picture.
Big Pat.
That's a real. We were a real winner. You know, that's the last man to lift the Premier League trophy for this club.
Wow.
Elias was a little boy.
He made Ilias look like a tiny boy. Here's a picture right now, by the way. If you see,
Goodness,
these that
I can't believe you clicked tweet on that. Goodness.
yeah, exactly. Look, that's
Yeah, no, I didn't know he was that tall. You know.
Yeah, no, he's huge.
He's a human.
Bro.
He's taller than you.
I think by a bit, yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
And I looked and I went, and he's bald as well. So you know, I was like,
So he's not even.
yeah, come
He's got
on.
no enhancements.
So I looked at
Serious.
him.
That's a serious man.
He came to me, you know, he came to us as well.
Is it? Yeah.
Like Chunks, obviously, him and Vieira, like you know how Chunks knows everyone. Him and Vieira locked eyes. Vieira was like, "Oh, can you take a picture of my
Yeah, I took a
daughter?"
picture of his daughters as well.
So obviously Chunks went to pick, and then he looked at me and Ilias. Obviously, we're Arsenal.
You guys got
boys, so
initiated.
we're like, I think
Paddy V.
he came to us. I said,
No
brother,
way.
Yeah, you
Arsenal
see it.
captain.
Chill out,
Yeah,
bro.
Arsenal
Chill out,
captain.
chill out.
But he was walking towards us already. I said,
That's
you know
brilliant.
what? I've
That's
seen him with Roy
brilliant.
Keane in the tunnel. And I said,
Yeah,
let's start my
We
place.
saw Cam trying to hug Roy Keane. He didn't want to give him a hug.
And you see me
And
hug
then
Vieira.
Paddy V's coming up, you got
You
that.
see me hug Vieira. Vieira gave me that hug right back.
I love this.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah, our captain, you don't mess about with hugs and that. That's chill, man. He's not a hugging thing right now, man.
But that doesn't matter because he hugged me back. He hugged
he
me
did.
back.
He did.
You
Fair
know,
play.
and having him in the stadium, you know, that presence, that aura, that is our captain. Vieira was there in the
Pat.
stadium. Some people, Tony Adams was in attendance. He was
Nah,
sat-
so I can't
he
lie,
was
man,
sat in the
saw
box
him and I
next to
bypassed
mine.
him still.
Exactly, you sat.
I saw him.
Because
and I
you
just
can't
said,
appreciate him because you didn't.
I
We're
see-
too
yeah,
young for him. But
sorry,
Vieira told me about how big Adams was for him.
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
Adams
no,
was
I've-
real
I've-
good.
I've- I've-
We took
I've-
Tony
I've-
Adams.
I've seen Tony Adams a
Yeah,
handful
many
of times
times,
when I
yeah.
went up to the game. So
He's another guy for you.
Huh?
He's another
no,
guy.
he's a legend, but Pat Vieira, like I
That's
remember
your guy.
him.
A
That's
bit
your guy.
closer to our
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I hear it.
But yeah, so anyways, Patrick Vieira wasn't on the pitch, but the boys on the pitch did the job. 2-0 with Saka and Havertz both scoring and assisting each other. I mean, listen, we were both at the game. It wasn't
a ball
nothing
fest.
nothing to write home
was a
about.
ball
It wasn't
fest,
a
man.
crazy match, but like you said, at this point in the season, just about getting them wins.
Very true.
There was obviously a couple of good things. David Raya making a lot of crucial saves, very crucial saves.
Wolves were pretty good.
Wolves were playing very physically, you know, so much so that
Mascara.
you know he wanted a piece of Gabriel Jesus.
That was crazy. Oh my god.
It was mad.
Live on
France lost
TV.
its mind, bro.
Yeah,
Live on
but they were
TV.
playing very aggressive. They had a game plan. They played to it. And
If
did
that
really
was part of the game plan, I don't know, man.
they frustrated us. They definitely did. And then
They
obviously,
might have been frustrated as well.
obviously, yeah.
That's crazy. The stuff they did, choking and grabbing. That's
And
mad.
obviously, yeah. I mean, Saka started off strong. You know,
It was weird from Gary O'Neill, letting Saka play 1-on-1 basically for like 9
Yeah.
minutes.
that's something that
I was a
rarely
bit
happens.
shocked. Like, I was like, I don't think Martin Odegaard was that great, but we didn't need him to be great because obviously we had other players step up. I think it was Saliba's worst Arsenal performance since Bayern at home.
Okay.
Bayern was at Porto. It was one of the Champions League games. I remember.
Porto was bad.
Porto was bad. It was like, bro, everything. Lamina was just watching his eyes the whole time down the room.
Yeah.
And I was looking. I was like,
No, they had
we
a
could
game
see.
plan.
I could see from here.
They had a
But
game
it's
plan.
them was like usually Saliba. He's so sharp. He knows. Okay, cool.
Fake.
Either I'm like
You know what
he
it
was
is?
play,
He's got his mind in Madrid, bro. That's what
potentially. But then again, as well, like you said,
Let's start.
it's his what second game, but like
It's the
second or third game
first game of the
back.
season as well. Like you literally, the word
rust.
just said.
I
The word
said,
just
yeah.
said is usually he's sharp. First game of the season, you're not gonna
Yeah.
be fully sharp yet, and he missed most of preseason as well.
The biggest thing though regarding that game that I really loved was the fact that Arteta's put a point across within the whole team. You can tell that we're gonna try play through Martinelli a lot this season.
I hope it works, man.
Like, it will work. It will work. Like, because the
know if
first
that's a
they
good
don't do
game
that. They do
plan.
that face.
I'm just saying.
Well,
I just don't think
first
it's a good game
45,
plan.
obviously, we dominated them. We didn't do much, but we in terms of like we had some half chances, a lot of corners.
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
we were crossing the ball a lot in the
Yeah.
first half, like in the air. Obviously, the presence of Havertz,
100%.
we were crossing the ball a lot, which was
Martinelli looked like he really wanted a goal as well. Even to be honest, even the passes he picked out against Wolves, I was surprised in terms of because usually he's a head down merchant, innit? But this time I saw him like 2 touches, his head's already up. He's looking to play that pass. I just need him to be a bit more dynamic, take on his players, not just keep doing that little tap thing. But
Let's start with Havertz. Obviously, last season
he's unreal, man.
Last season it took him.
He's unreal, man.
Last season it took him quite a while to get his first goal. This season he's obviously done it in 25 minutes. He had a lot of criticism last season. Obviously, justifiably so. I mean, he's playing in midfield, so
Yeah.
I think he ended the season early strong.
You can't compare it. You can't.
no,
compare
it's
it.
been what is it? March verse, April verse, May verse.
Yeah, I mean,
June
and now,
verse,
and now
July
he's,
verse,
exactly,
August
and
verse.
he's
July
done all
verse.
of
What was
that.
he doing in July?
Euros.
No, he was out by then.
No, it wasn't.
But yeah, he's now been directly involved. He's now been directly involved in 17 goals across his last 15 Premier League appearances for Arsenal,
Unreal.
which is made up of 10 goals and 7 assists in his last 15 games in Premier League, which is
Put,
very
what,
impressive.
In 15 games?
In his last 15 Premier League games,
That's
he's got
stupid,
10
man.
goals and 7 assists. Obviously, he's looking like he's going to be our striker.
I told you.
With Jesus on the bench as well.
The
which
way
isn't a
people
bad
were
backup.
screaming, the way people were crying about Arteta needs to find a gunman, like he needs to find a striker. This market, I don't think there is gunmen.
It's hard.
There isn't any clear cut
I
strikers.
agree.
So if Kai Havertz is your backup
Well, there's
option,
one,
who's
Nah.
that?
Osimhen.
Nah, I'm not.
That's for a different. That's for a
Fair,
different
fair,
day.
fair.
That's for a
I
different.
hear
That's for a
you.
different day.
I'm
That's for a
with
different
you.
day. This
I
topic's not on
we-
Osimhen. But I agree with you.
Who's it? Who's it? Last, I would say what? Drogba, Eto'o, the last like black strikers I trusted.
Huh?
Drogba, Eto'o.
Why?
I don't
There's-
trust any others.
I-
man. It's
what?
dumb, man. It's-
So thank you for that revelation.
bro.
But the
Nah.
point is, the point that I mentioned, I think what you mentioned about it being the first game of the season is important because that is not how I expected Saliba to play.
Okay.
Specifically, and as you mentioned, is I'm just trying to be quick. So basically,
actually thinking about
Arsenal
it,
don't need. Yeah. And I've
Come
noticed
back
you
to
are.
us on
Yeah,
that.
you think about that one, please. Stay thinking about it. But you mentioned going down at Martinelli's side a lot more. I think, listen, like you're saying, in these first games of the season, they're going to start figuring things out. But if Arsenal want to be successful,
Yep.
Saka this season
Yes,
has to have a monster season. And
he
he's,
will.
do you know what? Yeah,
I think
exactly
he
what I
will.
was saying. Because, bro, there's something about that celebration when he scored that goal. It's something we mentioned about Ahmad. I don't want to make it about United again.
Sure.
But he's got to realize what Saka realized. I'm that guy.
That guy. And when he
I'm
what do you-
better than all these
what do you-
man. I'm better than all these
He
man.
is though. He is that
I'm
guy.
better than all these man. Like my wing on the other side. I'm better than these man.
Yes, sir.
I'm the guy in this team.
Facts.
This is my team.
Yes, it is.
The moment Saka did that,
And I think he's no correct. No, that's perfect. I love that.
I said like Fuad.
I think he's getting to the point as well where it's like past the point of this is my team. I think he's slowly getting to the point where he's, this is my league. Not yet. No, not yet. I'm saying. But I'm saying
tranquilo,
no.
hermano, tranquilo.
I said it's getting to the point.
Tranquilo,
What is it?
hermano.
There's only
I
3
know.
men.
What I'm saying is when we get past the Salah, De Bruyne era of the Premier League, because
And
obviously
Haaland. That's
Haaland's
the,
gonna always
yeah, no,
be here.
Haaland's there, but it's like Saka's gonna be probably the face of the Premier League. Could be. You got Foden as well, but
you sit that brother sits out.
Saka. I'm saying this could be
That brother
Saka's league
sits out,
though.
man.
He's one of the best players in the league. Let's
100%.
Yeah, I think that's a happy
And-
medium. That's somewhere we can. I can
Okay.
agree to that.
I'm
I can
glad
agree.
we can,
But
but-
you're saying in general in the future.
But let's talk
In the
about
future, let's see.
that move he's unlocking. the cut inside. Both his assist and the goal came from that. The inch perfect cross to.
He didn't
to
Mbappe
Havertz.
finish
I'm not
as
gonna
well.
lie, my favorite. I just want him to unlock the back post one like Yamal does. Yamal's one's crazy when he cuts in.
Nah, that's his. That's
Because-
his.
Wallahi,
there's
Yamal's
something
one's scary.
No,
Yeah.
bro, there's something about when it comes off this boot that he just goes into the perfect danger area. It's not.
Wasn't that close with the Havertz goal?
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was
that was
saying.
pretty
No,
close.
but that was
No,
Havertz
Yamal's
had to
was
do a
scary.
bit. Havertz had to do a bit.
Yamal having a trademark move at 16
forces
is
you
fucked, bro.
to
That's
score.
fucked.
Yeah.
He says
You
you
can't
have
miss.
to
Yamal's
score
one
right
you
now.
can't miss.
You're
Yeah.
not allowed to miss that chance there.
At
He
16,
creates a huge
having
chance.
a trademark move at 16 years old. Is
Come on, man. Hold on.
About
What do you think about this Rice 8 experiment? For the grenade to run away.
I want him at the 6.
I'll be
Okay.
real.
that's
I'd rather him play at the 8 than a 6. Like if I have
Really?
to if I have to watch him play the 6, my
Yeah.
nose will start bleeding.
Really?
That,
course,
this
he's right,
guy,
bro.
like,
He's right.
no,
I don't
I
agree.
can't.
I don't
I
agree.
can't afford to have him at the 6, bro. Like, there's a reason Arteta pushed him from the 6 to the 8 and brought Jorginho party in. You won't make that switch up.
Is that what we're
Because
I don't
maybe-
hate Rice. I think him at the 8. I don't mind. It's weird because I wanted.
I don't like him at the 8 as well.
I don't like him, period.
No, I think he's a top player. Impact.
He's
Nah,
a rated at the 6 or the 8. Where do you want to
I
play?
rate him at another club. He's got something else, man.
I think you do
It's
rate
mad.
him,
It's
bro.
like
Nah, I genuinely do. I
he's
genuinely do.
a hybrid 6-8 kind of player in terms of like he can play the 6, but he can play the 8 as well. But just the level of where you want him to be at the 6 and 8, he's not there yet.
Maybe we'll have to see what happens.
That's
when
what
Mourinho
I
comes
need to see
in.
Mourinho.
If
He's a
Mourinho
six,
comes in.
man.
I think he's a 6.
he's a 6
For me,
too.
there's positions and there's roles. He's not so there's.
He's a DM.
There's 6.
He's a genuine
that's what I'm
DM.
saying. He's like he's a 6 because now I think everyone thinks now the DMs are only the deep line playmaker 6s.
that's true.
But there's anchor
We're
man
really
6.
talking about United, about what kind of midfielders they play with.
Exactly.
They don't play with that kind
There's
of midfield.
Yeah.
positionally, I think he's a 6. His role is different to a Rodri kind of role.
Yeah, he's not a regista. He's not a regista, yeah.
It's different roles. I think but where the area on the pitch, I think he's the best at is that 6.
Yeah.
In between the two,
Agreed.
in between the
Yeah,
defensive
no, I don't
line
mind
and the
that. I
midfield
don't
line.
mind that.
I
That's
just don't
what
like
think
him on the ball
he's
in that
best.
area, but that's where his off-ball work happens, and I think
One
he's
of
the
the
best
best
in
in the
no.
world.
I think he is the
Probably
best.
the
in,
best.
I
What's
think
this?
he's the best in the world. Off the ball in that zone in front of the back
Hunting you
four,
down.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone better.
No, 100%.
Even Rodri with his Rodri has the timing of when to
He's
be
false
there.
image. He's
but-
false image for
No, that's
Rodri.
not true.
He's
I
false
can't
image.
believe you just said that, but we move on. But Rice,
Yeah.
Rice covers that ground like no one else. Like an issue might be happening next to the right back, and he has that ability to come all the way over. across the
And
gap.
let's not get it wrong.
Top
Rice
athlete,
can
top
pass the ball.
athlete.
We're not saying it, but it's not his best strength. But he can pass the ball. If you now surround him,
No,
with,
100%.
if you now add the,
Invert
let's say
someone.
Mikel Marino, who's very good at that. Let's
Yeah.
say Martin Odegaard,
Yeah.
and you got options. You got let's say I don't know,
Timber coming in.
Timbers
Yeah,
come-
now
like
we're
if you.
talking. That's the situation.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
mind him
saying,
at the
but
six.
that's why Rice,
That's
I
what
think,
happens.
plays
This is why-
there.
and this is why I completely agree with him because I say this for every single player. I bring it up when I talk about Trent. Every single player needs
Hide
to
their
have
weaknesses,
an environment around them
sure.
that allows them to maximize their strength
and hide their
and
weaknesses.
hide their weaknesses.
100%.
There isn't a single player, bar maybe Messi, that doesn't have a weakness to their game. So, okay, I used to say this thing about Pirlo as well. Pirlo, unbelievable on the ball. His playmaking, his vision, incredible. But the guy couldn't run. He couldn't defend for his life. So what? But you're not going to play Pirlo because of that, or you're going to say, well, move Pirlo to the 8. No. What you're going to do is you're going to put Gattuso next to him. You're going to put Ambrosini next to him. You're going to put Seedorf next to him.
Vidal
You're going to put this
there,
amazing
put
defense.
Marquisio,
That's
yeah.
how you protect him and maximize what he's probably the best in the world at,
Yeah.
and
Sure.
minimize his flaws. You don't put him in those situations.
So what is
That's
his-
just
that a team
well, that's
like
why I think
Arsenal?
that's
What
why
is Rice's flaws?
the fact that in terms of like passing from deep, he's not the most incisive. Like he's not a line splitting passer. If
I'd
you want to
just
call
say
that.
he's not
I think on the
progressive.
half
He's
turn,
not progressive.
I think on the half turn, he's not the best. Progressively,
his
in
hips,
terms
his
of
hips.
carrying the ball forward, he's
No,
very
no,
good.
He's one of the best in the world
yeah.
at that.
So
I'll
that's
give
why
you
I say
that.
He has strengths that probably.
He's
ball
very good at
carrier.
that.
You know
He's
what
very
I'm
good.
gonna
He's
He's one of the
very
best
good.
in the
I'm
world.
gonna make a comparison. I'm not saying he's the exact same kind of player like this.
Yeah, I know
but a
it.
lot of what we're saying is similar to what N'Golo Kante was as well too. It
Yeah.
is. And
I know what you
and,
mean.
and,
Same level,
and you
though.
couldn't put
It's not the
N'Golo.
same
No, he's not.
Of
He did.
course,
He did say the
I
same level.
started off by saying that.
But like,
it's not
off
the
the
same
ball,
level.
N'Golo Kante
But in
chasing
terms
you
of
down is
N'Golo
scary.
Kante,
Yeah.
remember when
Driving
Sarri-
on the ball is scary.
100%. Remember N'Golo Kante under Sarri at first. Sarri moved him away from the 6 to play Jorginho. And people
Yeah, he
said,
played him in
oh,
the
you're
8.
crazy to move him from the 6. But he realized in this role, with this kind of protection and this license to do what you do,
I really
you're one of
like
the best
that.
players
I
in the
really
world.
like that comparison because Kante was a player, like you said, where They gave him the ball, but they didn't give him they didn't give him the ball.
Kante was
to
supreme.
Imagine
dictate or
asking
create.
Kante, though.
Kante
It
was
was more of-
supremely underrated on the ball as well.
No,
though.
I get that, but imagine
he was
asking
really on
Kante
the
to do
ball
this
as well.
role that you're talking about, Declan Rice. Oh, the first phase midfielder dictate. He would never be
No,
able to
no,
do
no,
it.
no.
man.
No,
didn't
he's
do
not
that.
that kind of
So
player. He's not
every
that
That's
kind
why
of
I
player.
don't mind him
Every
playing
player has their
alongside Marino.
strengths. Every player has their weaknesses. It's up to the manager to really magnify the strengths and limit the weaknesses from being shown.
Well, listen, it was.
Or
I mean,
don't sign someone like
I mean,
Declan
obviously, I
Rice
didn't expect to talk.
That's-
I
that's
didn't
what
expect to spend this long on
I can't wait
on
to-
just
I can't wait for
Declan
Marino
Rice.
now.
Sorry, no,
Yeah,
I do all the
I
time.
didn't expect to spend this long on
Apologies,
just Declan
apologies.
Rice, but yeah, it's a very good conversation because there is that question of is he a 6, is he a 8?
Mm.
Of course, it looks more and more likely that we are signing Mikel Marino.
I think it'll be two hybrid players, like 8s and 6s that like they're gonna interchange a lot.
And
I think they will.
I can't-
that's what I'm saying.
You play box to box, basically.
Yeah.
More or less.
So I was gonna say I can't wait for the moment to see at any point in the game, maybe against a low block team, a small team, a Partey Marino on guard midfield. I think I'm gonna just sit down and just
That's
have-
nice. You're gonna love that.
I'm gonna sit
That's
down
beautiful.
and watch that midfield ball out and them chase shadows all day long.
But that's the thing. If we have obviously Partey's obviously in and out of the team,
And his
fitness,
legs,
his
bro,
questions,
second
legs-
half,
Legs
his
are
legs
dead,
gone.
dead.
But obviously,
He's died.
if we have Jorginho, we've got Rice, we've got Marino now, we've got
So
Odegaard.
many options.
So
Yeah.
that can bring Partey in and out of the team and use him when he is fully fit at his
100%,
best. And it could work all well together, and I trust Arteta. Anyway, he's won the match 2-0. Good opening match for us at home. We got-
Unreal performance by Saka. As
Yeah,
well, man.
and we need to pick
Thank
up.
you,
Yeah, we need to, unreal performance by Saka. Anything else you want to mention before we move on?
Mikel Arteta, buy a bloody right winger, bro. I've had enough of it.
I was like,
Brother, I've had enough of this Saka
By
dying.
someone.
Saka dying 60 games into the season, bro. Like, it's time that we actually bring in a replacement. He is the system. As much as I like Odegaard and how good he ticks the game and everything, it's Bukayo or bust.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
is, bro.
Yeah, Odegaard might be the best footballer. He's the main player of the team.
bro,
That's Saka's team.
Arteta has survived 3 years of more or less Saka being able to play
Invincible.
nearly
Being
every single
invincible,
game.
yeah.
Like, realistically, that's not gonna happen, bro. It
You
could.
need-
Hopefully,
you
it
need-
doesn't
Do you know what
happen.
you need? You need a Mason Mount to our Bruno Fernandes. That's what you need for Saka.
That's what we do need.
That's what
He
we need.
did get subbed off though, and I think I like the substitution that we had because Timber came on pretty early. I mean, not pretty, 69th minute.
That
I'm
guy,
a
man.
big fan of Julian. Oh, I love Julian Timber.
You know what it is, yeah?
I
There's not
think
much
he's
that he does.
Unbelievable.
But it's so unreal when he does
Nah,
it.
he's so good. He's so good. I think obviously you guys could have benefited with a player like him as well. And you guys probably in for
Since
him.
2022, I've been asking for that guy.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable. and I'm saying him coming on, Trossard came on.
Glazes, innit?
So he came on, Trossard came on, and Jesus came on. Those are
Ineos winning now.
three good substitutions. And on the bench, we still had the likes of obviously
Calafiori never played.
Jorginho's on the bench, Ethan Onieri, Eddie and Kay.
I really wanted to see him.
You know,
Trossard didn't even get a sniff today.
He came on. Yeah, he came on.
Oh, did he?
He came on for Saka.
What game did I watch?
Came off for Saka.
Well, I did as well.
He's watching West Ham, that's why I said he
Because
goes on.
Martinelli pushed to the right. You're
He
right.
did,
Well,
he did.
I come to think of it, I was like,
Should
what?
have
But let's move on. Big game, Stamford Bridge, Chelsea City.
Big game.
You looked at Chelsea's squad. You're like, how's he gonna make an 11 out of this? And he did. You know.
You could have made 3 levels.
Yeah, he could have
I'll be
made
real.
plenty,
Did he
man.
make it or was it the board that made it?
Yeah, you're he's going crazy.
Yeah, I can't even lie,
He
bro.
left Sterling now, so he made his decision, bro. That's crazy.
We don't know if it was him or the upstairs, brother.
You never know.
Should we start with that Sterling conversation first?
sure.
Because it happened before the game.
Sure.
He came out and he had the whole. His PR team came out and said, "We have, for whatever reason, they were just making it clear as to what his position was." I just think that
No,
coming
yeah,
out
I don't know
before
what
and you know my bro with
That's why
Sancho
it's funny
previously as
that
well,
you started this
bro,
conversation.
because coming out and speaking in the public at any point about things that can be dealt with privately
facts.
is a cardinal sin for me. What happens in the dressing room or what happens with the boardroom with these kind of guys should stay within the club. Does that mean that Sterling doesn't have a intention behind this, or he hasn't been wrong? I'm not saying that he's like not a criminal. I'm not innocent. Sorry, but
Criminal was the first one you said, though, innit?
criminal's also crazy. But he's not a criminal. I'm not saying he's a criminal.
Go ahead.
But I think that coming out is the actual crime. He shouldn't be coming out and making it public, or his people, whoever's representing, shouldn't come out.
So Maresca was Maresca right or in the wrong when he basically outed out Ben Chilwell?
Hold on. First of all,
One at a time.
Hold
One at a time.
Hold
Sterling.
Come from like
I hear you, though. I hear you.
I think all of these
I hear you, though.
situations are different, right? For me, I commented at the beginning of the summer when they were kind of banishing Chalobah to the under 21s
Yeah.
and Gallagher couldn't
Ruthless.
train until he got his move. For me, that's going a little too far because I believe if you're under contract, when the club gave you that contract,
Yep.
you have every right to be with the first team training, and it's on the club to honor the contract that they gave you. No one put a gun to their head to give you that.
Facts.
So I in that sense, I thought they treated them a bit harshly.
That was out of
In
order.
terms of Sterling, you didn't get selected.
That's
Wait, who are you, bro?
That's how the game
You haven't
works.
been good enough over the last 12 to 18 months to guarantee your spot in this team. You
But
are.
then- but then-
There's no but then.
There is.
There's no
because
but then
no one's
whatsoever.
guaranteed to
There's
play.
no but then whatsoever.
But then I look at Mikhailo Mudryk and go, you know what? His
Who cares?
tape,
Who
his
cares?
tape
Hold
is
on.
better than Raheem Sterling.
No,
That's
it's
the
true. It
truth.
doesn't matter about his
Who
take
cares?
being better,
Who cares? You
bro.
can have the worst take. It's the manager's choice.
exactly.
You're
Simple as,
not
bro.
bigger than the club, bro.
Facts.
You're not whether you think you should be playing or not.
Wallah.
You don't get to say.
No one's got a right to start. Say, for example, Arteta drops Odegaard next game, and then Odegaard's team comes out saying,
That's
"This is
ridiculous, bro. That's
I know he's
ridiculous.
but it's like-
Impossible, bro.
it's like- it's
You didn't
mad.
get selected for a team.
But there's a difference, Charles. There's a difference between you not starting. You're right. You have no right to start.
Okay, he's not in the squad.
But saying when you're fit and it coming
They got
out,
full
Okay,
man in
who
the
picks
squad.
the squad?
There's
Who
only-
picks
they
the
can only
squad?
make a
He's
certain
got
amount of
15
chances.
Why are you
subs.
saying
you guys-
Sterling
you guys
is bigger
do-
than the manager?
No, I'm not saying that.
Then
I'm
he
saying,
has
Okay,
absolutely-
let him
I'm
land.
saying Sterling, in my opinion, rightfully so, deserves at least a bench spot.
Why?
For
Why?
what the
Why?
work
Why?
and
Why?
everything he's
Why?
done
Why?
within Premier League football, bro.
What? That's
I
what
just by his name,
just
because of what he did for Liverpool in 2014,
And
means
so-
that he have to
But
start him
Liverpool,
today.
Even last year, he was not
Yeah,
great,
but
but
it
he
doesn't
was not
matter.
worse than these other men.
That's not the point of being worse. The point is when a manager picks a
That's not how
squad
the
and
game
you're not
works.
part of the squad.
That's not how the game works. You can't use credit in none of
Raheem
No,
Sterling like
no
this.
one is. I love Raheem Sterling, but I'm saying you
Nah,
can't use
I
credit.
don't think you do, bro.
I'm
I'll tell you that for
I'm
free.
saying you can't use credit in the bank. You
I
can't.
told you.
I-
I told you this is a Northwest thing.
no,
I told you this is a
no,
Northwest
I-
thing.
I hear you.
I told you
No,
this.
no,
Are you sure?
No,
No, I'm trying to say
No,
that.
I hate you because you've always had it for Raheem.
I've had this
So I
opinion
don't
of
mind
him.
that.
Okay, but I'm just saying,
But
when a
you
manager
might
picks
say-
a squad and Raheem Sterling doesn't get in it, you can't tell me because of what he's done and the product that he's given to
Yeah,
the Premier League,
credit the
he
back
deserves
isn't
being
an
part of the
argument,
18.
Yeah, bro,
Right? He just wasn't picked.
Stars, this
Rightly
is
or wrongly,
professional
he
sport,
wasn't
bro. I
picked.
said the same thing, for example, when Ben White didn't get selected to the Arsenal team, and Arsenal fans were saying, "Oh, he should just leave the team or whatever." And to be fair, he decided not to. The manager is fully within his rights to pick whoever he wants, bro. He's the manager. He decides the squad.
Facts.
Sterling isn't being banished to the. If he got
He
banished,
had a
no,
good
if he-
preseason as well.
Hold on,
though.
it doesn't matter.
Sancho's good
Stars,
preseason
it
as
doesn't.
well. Like, how
Stars,
can I
it
look-
doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He's got to firm it. It's
he
the
has to.
manager's job. For me, if he sent him to the under 21s, I'd agree. Yo, what's going on here? But he's a first team player, so some respect. He didn't pick him for the first game of the season. That's life, bro.
But
Firm
bear
it.
in mind,
Play
bear in
better
mind,
in
bear in
training,
mind, bear in mind.
and we'll see you next
They've got
week.
about 40 players. You can only pick 18. So it's not just Sterling. Like,
That's
I missed
why
out.
do you think-
hell am I
but
missed out, bro?
That's why in my opinion, it wasn't Maresca, it was the board. Because
That's another
because
conversation, though.
obviously Maresca had him at Man City. So he already his familiarity is already there with Raheem Sterling.
this
Maybe he
But-
didn't rate him at Man City.
but-
Maybe he didn't rate him at Man City.
Can I land?
Go on, you're right. So go on.
But,
Wallah, you're right,
but
go on.
regarding that situation, obviously he's had him at Man City before, so at least he knows he's some sort of worth at the club. And then you also look at, obviously you're hearing about João Felix coming the other way. And then now the news comes out before even his Chelsea have kicked the ball. Raheem Sterling looks like they already started the rumours and everything said, yeah, Raheem Sterling looking to cut out. And then started to do so. You know,
It's a circus over there. We know that.
The
We
board
know
and
that.
everyone, they're obviously leaking all this stuff to basically go. You know what? He's
Force
on,
him out, yeah.
He's on the market.
Okay.
But, so now,
No, let's just say that's the case.
Seen all this stuff, and then obviously, even today, you see that thing, of course, that Lukaku liked. Regarding it was to do with, like the dressing room, how bad it is, regarding with the Sterling situation, and then thinking like maybe you man are just used to bad change rooms and bad dressing because you're Man United.
No, go on. Okay, go on.
It's not, yeah,
Okay,
that's how I look
okay.
at it. And then obviously you already dislike the Raheem Sterling, but I think, me personally, there was a stat even that came out. I think it's his first time since his professional career, like at Liverpool, he's not made.
So,
bench
okay,
anything.
let me ask you a question.
So I'm
let me ask you a question.
throwing some
Stars,
stuff
Stars,
out.
can I ask you a question?
But you
Because-
might think
Stars, let me ask you a question.
you might
Stars,
being
Stars,
so
Stars,
you just
hold
said
on,
for the
hold
last
on.
5 minutes.
Can I ask you a question? Stars,
I hear it.
can I ask you one question? Does this, what you're saying, Raheem Sterling then should be at least on the bench every single week for Chelsea?
Not every week.
Why?
Not every,
Why-
not-
why-
not
why-
every
why
week.
just this week?
Because when you're playing, say for example, when he's on a bad run, he's playing crap. I completely understand if he goes, yeah, you know what, the run
he
of
been
form.
good for
If you
Chelsea?
were, so if you were now, so wait, if you were the
but now-
manager of a Premier League club,
Okay, cool.
Are you picking a squad based off merit? Are you picking a squad based off?
There is no merit
Wait,
at Chelsea.
Wait. I'm
where's the
asking you,
merit there,
are you
wallahi?
picking your
They're
squad?
crap.
Are you picking a squad because of credit in the bank from other teams? Are you picking a squad because of players that you think fit your system and you want to, and you think these players can make an impact from the bench, and these are the players that are best for your team?
The
Which one are
guy
you picking?
scored 3 out of the last 4 against Man City, bro.
Okay, no. I had a conversation with Stars. What's the Stars?
He scored.
Bro, we watched the game together.
Recently, yeah.
We watched the game together. You said Sterling last season, maybe he impacted 7 out of the 38 Premier League games or something
Facts,
like that.
yeah.
Is that good enough in his time at Chelsea? Because we didn't speak about City. City, he was good enough, no problem. He was doing what he did for City. Since he's come to Chelsea, let's have it right. Sterling hasn't been good enough.
Who cares? He
But
could have been good for all 38 games of the season.
The manager still picks the squad.
The manager picks the squad.
This is where my argument goes with this situation.
Go
in my
ahead.
opinion,
We need to talk about the actual match.
Regarding Sterling, obviously the light went out there, by the way.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, we'll just carry on.
Go on.
Regarding Sterling, of course, I hear it from that side in terms of you might not dislike him. You might think, oh, because it's Maresca's team, he gets to decide. He's a puppet in this. He's a puppet in
We
that
don't
circle.
know that. That's
no,
hypothetical
I
you're
mean,
saying.
Liban came in and called him Mayeska because he feels like he's a yes man.
Goodbye, Liban, man.
No, he, in my opinion, he took the job mainly because he knows man can't really do nothing. It's a big job. I'm gonna take it, and obviously you bit on it hard, thinking it's Maresca's club. We know it's not that.
What?
But okay, cool. Can I ask you man a question? Can I ask you through a question? Yo,
Go ahead. Oh, the lights back on.
What made how come Enzo was captain on Friday?
Enzo Fernandez.
Because
the manager chose. Yeah, I can.
Because he was away at Argentina for the majority of the time. He barely had a preseason with Chelsea. What's going on?
but look at
I don't need to explain it. I don't need to agree with it. It's the manager's choice. I don't know why, like what you're not understanding about this. The manager can do whatever the hell he wants. He's the one who chooses his team. He chooses his captain. Yes, bro. No, it's not about a fan thing. It's about we've all been. But Stars. It's not about a fan thing. We've all played football at a base level, right? We've all been in the dressing room. We've all been part of a team. If the manager tells you you're not playing today, you gotta firm it, bro. Whether you think it's not, or whether you think you deserve to play or not.
And
all of us think we deserve to play.
you go to his office, you talk to him.
1000%.
Keep that in-house, bro.
That club's been
No, but
backdooring
the thing is, how about this?
So I hear him jumping out. You know what?
But the thing is, I think you're arguing a Chelsea point rather than this point here. I don't think you're arguing about Raheem Sterling right now. I think you're arguing about Chelsea.
But you're telling me
we spent 15 minutes about Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, we have. We haven't talked about the game yet, by the way.
Yeah, I know. One ball not be kicked yet. Like crazy.
This is my argument regarding the situation. Yeah, I completely understand if Raheem Sterling, of course,
why should he be on the bench?
Because I think the tape he's put out at Chelsea is a lot better than certain man out there.
No, but Enzo don't agree with you.
Who?
Now what?
Enzo the captain.
I was thinking Fernandez at first.
He might disagree with you too.
Enzo said no, I don't agree.
He might disagree with you too, to be honest with you. He might disagree as well.
I just don't. I think he's a puppet in the show, bro.
Whether or not he's a puppet.
So and he has to face the. I feel sorry. It just is.
Pick the team.
I think it's either Barley. It's like you know what? I can't even flizz that certain situation. I'm gonna just leave it as that.
He's got combos that we can't say. Okay, we'll talk.
But let's just talk about the actual match here, okay? It was Chelsea vs City opening weekend. Super Sunday. You guys watched it together. Amazing. Oh, wow, look at that.
Friends.
So you know what I mean? You guys had the United game with the Arsenal game, but we watched the United game together. You watched.
So we're friends off camera, guys. We actually like each other.
And we actually watched. football.
Yeah. Stars don't like Leah. There's something between Stars and Leah. I don't know.
And we actually watched
Mastermind
football.
season 2. That's what it is, man. Contestants. Ooh, have a look out for that, guys.
Yeah, exactly. We all watch a lot of football, as you could tell over the weekend. I mean, I watched Mallorca vs Real Madrid with Faisal. You know.
Sorry.
I watched
a lot of football. What else did you watch?
I watched Betis versus Girona.
You watched that with me?
Yeah.
I watched Barcelona versus Valencia.
I watched that as well.
Valencia.
We watch a lot of football in this podcast.
Boys, it's not a football podcast. We better watch a bit of football.
We kind of should do.
How many games did Liverpool watch this week?
It's your job. It's your job.
Phil watched Liverpool.
Yeah, that's guaranteed. After that,
He was at my house for Chelsea City, but I don't think he was watching.
He was doing kick-ups, was it?
Trying to. Yeah. We've got a We've got an in-house SDS kick-up competition.
Is there clips? Can we show the clips?
No, I don't know if we can show the clips.
no consent.
Like we're seeing, and it's not looking good for some. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, Chelsea vs City. Game finished 2-0. It looked like Man City were playing at home. I feel like City are the only team that played 38 home games. It's kind of unfair. It is unfair.
Stamford Bridge was Was it City?
No, just Stamford Bridge in general. Like I think they lose a lot of home games to anyone, especially the last couple of years.
To be
But
fair,
I'm
the
saying,
last like 12
City-
games, they were like undefeated at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, they did really well at the end. But I'm saying like in the last couple of years, like teams like Nottingham Forest are coming and winning. But I'm talking Man City in general, right? And I think the way Pep coaches them, we've spoken about it so well. It feels like they play 38 home games. Like it doesn't matter. It's a pitch is just a pitch to them. And that's how it should be, right? It's a football pitch. Sometimes dimensions change a little bit. Some pitches are a bit smaller than others, but for them, it's a football pitch. It's a bit of grass and some white lines. It's fine, and they always look comfortable. It's like they went away to Chelsea, a big club, right?
Apparently.
Kept the clean sheet and won a comfortable 2-0 win. Erling Haaland's now got 91 goals and 100 appearances, and Kovacic just ran through a 200 million pound Chelsea midfield to score against his old team. Now they look pretty comfortable without Rodri as well. What are some key points in that game we can cover? Because
I think I was gonna say for me, comfortable is the main word, right?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of like post-game reaction from Chelsea fans, and it was like a mixed bag, to be honest. Some people were for me, a little too negative, acting like it was the end of the world. I saw some Chelsea
though.
I saw some Chelsea fans acting like it was a brilliant performance and they were unlucky or something. I thought, to be honest with you, it was kind of in the middle. I thought City barely got out of second gear. Like I thought they were very, very comfortable throughout the game. There was a period towards the end of the first half where Chelsea looked to kind of up the tempo. And I think an Ederson mistake, like Nico Jackson was narrowly offside. But for the most part, I almost felt like anytime City wanted anything from that game, they could have gotten it. And it was 2-0. I think it could have been even more. Haaland, that Cucurella song is a disgrace. Jesus Christ, man. How
Haaland tiembla, que viene Cucurella.
And then for me,
Haaland actually responded to that, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did. He said, last year you asked for my shirt, and now you're making a chance about me.
and Haaland, by the way, looks late. He looks like sharp. He looks determined to
well,
break his
he's
own
not
record.
Wembley.
I
He's
saw
not
a
Wembley,
stat
so he's
where
alright
he said
now.
he only had three passes.
Three passes completed, 1 goal. But I think the biggest takeaway from this game for me is, like
What a
you
player,
said,
wallah.
Kovacic prancing past 200 million pounds worth of players that replaced him.
Yep.
They are supposed to be the upgrade on him.
Yep.
And I think those two in particular, they got outclassed by him. Lavia showed both of them up, and it was an embarrassing performance from both of them. But most notably, Enzo Fernandez for me was the biggest embarrassment on the
Capitano.
pitch. Nah, for me, Enzo, right? I've been somebody who's defended him a lot.
Disgrace.
I think he's a talented player, but we're 2 years in now. We've seen him in so many different kinds of pairings. We've seen him in so many different roles. He's been given the armband when Reece James is out, which we've seen in the past. Players like Trent given the vice captaincy, Van Dijk, it elevates their level. That sense of responsibility, they kind of rise up to it. Enzo was given that maybe to kind of like inspire some better performances, especially if the summer he's had.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, it was pathetic. We saw him at the 10, we saw him at the 8, we saw him at the 6. At some point, bro, look, the price tag isn't everything. But can you please show us a semblance of a top level midfielder? When is this gonna come? For me, it was disappointing.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
A couple of positives I want to say about the Chelsea performance is because it does sound a bit doom and gloom. Enzo Maresca, isn't they tried to play his style of football? I have to give them credit for that. There wasn't identity that they were trying to do. Lavia is a joke.
Yeah, top player.
He's a
Very
joke.
talented player.
Rico Lewis, I thought, was a joke as well because I just think that kid doesn't get enough credit for what he does. We were talking about it earlier with Dallo as well. Different places that he picks up in the build-up.
very good player.
He can be in the final third. He can be in the mid. He's just a crazy good level player. Fofana, I thought had a decent game as well. But Chelsea, I
I don't think their back line was that bad, you know.
I don't think they were, but it just felt like whenever City really wanted to, like he was saying, they could have their way with him. I don't think we can talk about a Kovacic goal without talking about Robert Sanchez, by the way, because he might have walked.
Wasn't it Fofana's clearance?
No, I'm talking
Fofana's
about
clearance
the actual
wasn't
shot.
great
Yeah,
either.
it wasn't
but
great.
even give it
But
to
the shot from Kovacic has to be saved, man. It has to be saved, and it wasn't good enough from the keeper in that situation. But it was probably one of the more even games in the game week. But it felt like if it continued for like City could keep scoring
I
at
never
any
thought
point in the
Chelsea
game.
were going to get to beat them. To be honest.
No, I don't think they were going to ever win, but it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been. I think it probably could have been.
I was
I
on
think
Saturday social in the morning, and they asked me at the end of the episode what's the prediction. I genuinely thought a draw. I thought opening game of the season, Chelsea are at home. Enzo Maresca's first game. Obviously, they're going to have to work hard to get that draw and defend really well. But I was thinking a draw, you know. But
You know what?
I can't wait to see
was
Joao
wrong.
Felix, Cole Palmer on the the same pitch. I'm just saying. I don't.
brother,
I'm sorry.
why
I
can't you
know.
look forward to it?
I know. I know. You guys. Listen. I completely hear everyone that's against Joao Felix, and we haven't seen what we should have seen from him. I hear it, but when I see that guy on the football pitch, I got a smile on my face. Cole Palmer. My issue with Cole Palmer, by the way, he had a bad game, but I felt like
It's not just rust.
it could have been just rust, but I felt like you have to give Palmer the keys to see the best of Palmer. I feel like Enzo Maresca might have to bend on a slightly bit on his principles in terms of where he allows Cole Palmer to pick up the ball. Because he does want him to pick up the ball out wide more often than not. But when he's involved inside in the midfield,
But you know what the issue is here, right? And Nkunku is the same kind of player in terms of
They
he
are-
wants
they
to
are-
be playing
they're
in
so
those
similar.
spaces.
Yeah,
And
they're so
João
similar.
Felix is also similar
Did
to
you
that
see
kind
that
of role.
sometimes that Nkunku was even more narrow than Enzo Fernandez? Enzo Fernandez picking up the ball is like there's no one out wide here.
Yeah. And Nkunku doesn't want to play out wide.
And
And
that-
João Felix doesn't want to play out
Yeah.
wide.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing about Chelsea.
Technicians.
Like, they've got too many players that like to pick it up
In the
from
same kind of
pocket.
pockets, yeah.
It's like when you watched Real Madrid yesterday against Mallorca, where they all
All
drifted
three
on the left.
side.
They're coming from like that's what Chelsea do. Like, Nkunku, his best football's down the middle. It's not drifted out wide.
But then Nico Jackson.
And then
no, he's not like a 9. He's one of those guys who's like a second striker if you want to call
second
him.
more or
striker.
less they're coming from. And then
He's
you
a
watch-
forward. Remember what I used to call these guys?
Yeah,
Havertz
yeah.
was that at 1.2. They have a shit ton of forwards, man.
Bro, literally,
true.
like,
No actual.
there's no,
true.
that's mad as so. There's no purchase based on profile. It's more
I like Neto. Neto for me is an out
direct
winger.
winger. That's
Yeah,
what I want.
yeah.
I'd rather have
And
had
I think
him
he'll
on
start
the,
when he's fit.
I'd rather have had him on the right than the left, but I know he can play on both sides. I just felt like with Chelsea, they just like that. What is it like? That striker more or less. I know they've been
Focal
screaming.
point.
Yeah, focal point. They've been wanting Osimhen. They've been screaming Osimhen from before the season ended.
But then if you
His
sign
transfer.
Osimhen, Nico Jackson don't play. Does Nkunku play if Neto's on the left hand side and Palmer's on the right hand side?
For me,
I can't have
It
Palmer.
just becomes a
I can't have
headache.
Palmer play on the wing. As
Okay,
bad
so
as
if he
it
plays
sounds.
inside, what happens to João Felix?
This is the
What
mistake.
happens to the whole
João
squad?
Felix, where is he starting regardless, João Felix? Forget about if they sign this guy. Where does João Felix fit into this team currently? Forget about if they sign all these players.
I clocked Enzo's going to say, just play a guy, man.
He
Bro,
is,
that
he
signing
is.
makes
But
no
yeah, I
sense
mean,
to
listen, Man City being Man City, comfortable 2-0 win.
Man City beat Man City.
Man City being Man City, I said.
After City beat Man City.
Does he play?
Comfortable 2-0 win against Chelsea at home.
I thought Kovacic was terrific.
Kovacic, like I
So
said, was
good.
obviously a standout performer in the absence of Rodri, which was key because City without Rodri are a big different team, right? You know, but yeah, big up to Kovacic. I mean, Bernardo Silva impressed me a little bit. He looked good. Bernardo Silva, he played a bit more advanced in that role that Julian
Can't
Alvarez
believe they gave him man of the match.
would
though.
have played. Yeah, he got. Did he get the man of the match?
He got man of the match.
Oh, there you
Can I
go.
tell you who I was really
Rico
impressed
Lewis.
with?
Kovacic and Rico Lewis are right there.
Yeah. No, I thought the first half as well too. Savinho was excellent.
Yeah,
Right, he moved
that
to
was
Cucurella
that
still.
for me was like a
Savino,
real
Savio, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm calling him
Savinho
Savio
these
still.
days, yeah.
Oh.
That's a real
Can't
introduction
just-
to the
you
Premier
can't
League.
just
know
slap
who
Eno
had
on
a
the name, I know it,
shit-
bro.
You know who had a shit good game?
Sharkinho.
Doku.
I don't know how to. Yeah,
Ex-Coutinho.
Jeremy Doku had a shit good game. I don't know what it is. He had.
I know.
I
what
think
it
you could
is.
remove
It's,
good.
it's very obvious.
I know what it is as well, but
Doku is
it's them ones.
Doku is a player that 9 out of 10 actions are brilliant until the 10th one.
What did he say?
That's what just happened. Man.
I know exactly what he means. That's why I'm dying.
What did he say?
He knows exactly. It's a tape of camera.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, he's one of those players. 9 out of 10 actions, and then the 10th one is just.
That's
How many times do you do a little shimmy and go that way?
No,
he
but-
beats it all the
Yeah, I was
time.
gonna say he,
and I
he
respect
destroyed
it.
Gusto, bro. He gave Gusto hell.
But you know what?
but
I know.
the
You know
final
that
touches.
You know the action that annoys me is he takes more touches than he needs. Like he'll do the shimmy thing. It will take a touch to get it out of his feet.
Just cross
and then
it,
just
lad.
play that pass. But he'd rather take 2 touches, knowing
I
that
don't
he
know
wants
if
to play
that's-
that same
I don't know if
pass.
that's the issue. I don't know. I think
He's
for
a
me, when I
final
see him
action.
make the pass,
Adama Traore,
I think
man.
it's the final contact of the ball,
Yeah.
the way he strikes it. It's almost like sometimes
No,
he's
no.
like dragging his foot. It's not like a clean contact of the ball, like Saka, for example. Like Saka, it's with conviction. With Doku, it's like he's almost like stretching to make the pass, or his
Yeah,
head's
but
off and not up.
Doku's an exciting player, and it is good to see him back.
Yeah.
Players like him, we see those moments. But do you know who is better to see back? Jamie Vardy's back. Jamie Vardy.
Was there a party in Leicester?
There was a party,
party right now in
happening
Leicester.
right now in Leicester.
Mercer's there
Jamie
now.
Vardy is back. Leicester City opened their Premier League campaign, hosting Tottenham Hotspur. Jamie Vardy, of course, equalised, making that 8 opening day goals in the Premier League. You know, he's back. He's 37
Timeless.
years old, and he just
Timeless.
felt like
Living
yeah,
legend.
He is a living legend.
Had a
He's
Red
a
Bull
Premier
at
League
half
legend.
time.
You know, Red Bull at
He
half
had a Red Bull
time.
at half
He had
time.
the bet for game. Red Bull half time.
12 minutes later, he
Yeah,
scored.
exactly. There's a couple of minutes later he scored. Coming off the pitch as well. He had the little beef with Romero, telling him that look, this Premier League badge you see here, I've got 1, you've got 0. F off. That's what he said
Yeah,
to him.
I love
you know,
it.
Jamie
I love
Vardy, man, we missed him. We
You
missed
know, F off you, prat.
we missed him. We missed him. But he is back after Pedro Porro scored the opening goal for Spurs to
Great
make it
move.
1-0. Are Leicester going to be a tough team to go to this season, or was that just the opening day?
It's a walk in the
magical
park
game?
still.
I think
Based on evidence, didn't look like a walk in the park.
They
so.
look good. They look
as
good.
much as I love,
at times.
as much as I love, what do you call it, Leicester and what they've done for the Premier League, I just think it's like you know how you said earlier, it's the first game, it's just a feeler.
Yeah.
Me and Abs, obviously you man nipped out to grab some stuff, of course. So me and Abs watched the full 90 more or less. That first half, Spurs could have bagged 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Remember?
Spurs were comfy.
Remember, within like it was, and that was all in a spell of maybe 9 minutes.
They're all over them.
Do you know where I'm coming
Genuinely
from?
all
Like,
over them.
literally, like, and I looked and I was like, you know what? On a different day, when Spurs maybe 2-3 games into the season, me and you would have switched the game off 3-0, 15 minutes.
Just the game is done.
Do you know where I'm from?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, nothing to talk
there
about.
weren't any. Let's be real. It's like you said, Jamie Vardy, Leicester coming back. Obviously, that their Premier League heritage. Obviously, big credit to their fans because obviously they're big supporters
You
of that
gotta
club.
give him a little more credit than that, man. You're making it sound like Vardy got, bro. They the second half they had a few opportunities.
Vardy
against
also
Spurs,
could have scored
to
a
be
winner.
honest with you,
No,
bro.
they have to. But it's the Premier
Taylor
League,
two
though.
halves.
It's the Premier League, though. You're gonna have passage of plays where
Right.
you might be in.
But that's why I think
situation.
Leicester can. I have them
But
going
there's
down.
more
I'm
time.
saying all this. I think they're going down. But if they can do this against Spurs, they can do this against a lot of teams. I look at the Premier League and, bro, how many games can you realistically say are walks in the park? I don't think there's many. Leicester historically have never been a walk in the park.
I'm not saying Leicester at home are going to be like Derby County. But what I'm saying is they're not going to be the fight that I think Luton were at last season at Kenilworth, if that makes sense. Where we might lose, but it might be a full free. It might be a 90th minute they concede.
We'll see.
Whereas I think
we'll
it'll be
see,
more.
we'll see. I mean,
sorry, Leicester, but that's just me. You
the
know,
only
I see Wout Fires and Vestergaard and Celebrate.
I've got them
They
going
don't
down
move.
as well.
They don't give me any confidence.
It
bro.
does. They do still look like they have still a championship level squad to me. You know, I
Or
know-
just an aging old Leicester side that was here a couple, like 2-3 years
Some
ago.
familiar
But
faces
there
are still
was
sticking
some
around.
like-
yeah.
there were some bright sparks for me. Bonanotte, had some good
Yeah,
moments.
good game, yeah.
Abdul
Good debut.
Fatu as well was the assist.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good. Good to see James Justin back. I remember I did like him. Could play both sides, right and left back. They did look. They had moments that looked good. I mean, Lias was very carefully watching Harry Winks as well. He really wanted him to do well.
Why was Hilias watching Harry Winks so closely?
I mean, you tell me, Lias. You really wanted him to do
I
well.
needed a miracle from Harry Winks for FPL, man.
How are you waiting on the
I was waiting.
Just for context.
I ain't forgetting the deadline again this year. bro.
Just
That's
for
all I'm saying.
context, Lias had Harry Winks as captain.
Harry
On
Winks?
accident, man. It was my default team. I
On
forgot to change
purpose.
it.
Yeah, on purpose.
On
He said I'm different.
On
He said
accident.
to me,
On
he said, I'm different.
It's such a transatlantic way of saying it. Like, I did it on an
I don't think I
accident,
ever wanted
guys.
to be different like you, Star.
I'm different. I'm different.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Bergvall,
Bergvall, that was he looked good when he came on.
technical security makes me
What was
happy.
it? Besides, obviously, nearly conceded. Like losing
Yeah,
1%,
when Vicario lost his mind at him.
a little drop of the shoulders, even when there was no one behind him,
Silly.
he drop of the shoulders.
Do you know there was one of the most unnecessary shoulder drops I've seen in my life? He checked his shoulder, he saw that no one was around him, and still did the Thiago thing.
Yeah,
I looked at it and said, you know what?
He did it for a comp. He knew that a comp was landing.
I can't wait, bro.
but him and Archie Gray came on together at the same time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I
Archie
know,
was just tired. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
he just
yeah.
did his thing, did his thing.
I know they have big hopes for Archie Gray, but Bergvall did have a few good
I
moments.
do want to say though, regarding the game today, Heung-min Son looked like the old school. Like he had a burst in his step, like when he played today.
You think so?
Usually he's got a parachute on his back. Like from
That's a
what
good way of putting it.
from what he was back in the days, which realistically, obviously he's getting.
He's not
older,
going to
but,
get back
like,
to that, yeah.
Today, like even like he was skipping past plays. Like last season, I remember he was struggling a lot, like
Yeah,
going 1-on-1.
And Ange had to make him a 9 because out wide he was just cooked.
But today, like Ange put him on the left, and I went. I
What
know
you
you
doing?
got Dom Solanke, but come
what
on,
you
bro.
doing?
Like, what are you doing?
I think the way Spurs play suits
was
him, though.
cooking.
I think the way Spurs play should suit any winger because you have the fullbacks who are playing so narrow. Like Udogie is basically playing in midfield at times. So therefore, you got to keep an eye out on him. And therefore, the winger, of course, is going to have much more space. And I think Son took a lot of it. Like he took real advantage of that in the first half.
100%. But usually, like you said, I think he takes the space well.
Yeah.
But I didn't think like.
Yeah, but he's a professional footballer. I feel like Faisal sometimes he's acting like Son is like a scrub. He's still a top. He's a top winger, bro. Like he knows how to dribble and stuff like that. I feel like a few years ago he lost his way, but I think even last season you saw Son was starting to get back to his best.
Do we need to have some questions of Ange?
Not
Still?
yet. I don't think right
Is
now.
it too soon? Because that defense.
We're actually trying to start already.
No, I'm just saying because I've had the issues with him in the team in rest defense from last season as well. I just think that in that second half, because of how dominant they were in the first half, it felt that they should be having their foot on Leicester's necks for 90 minutes or as close to as possible. in that second half, it looked way too easy for Leicester to try and just one or two. We saw the plays, even for the Vardy one that could have been the winner. The play was a bit easy. There were spaces were there for Winks to find that ball to Jamie Vardy. And then Romero was sleeping for the eventual goal as well.
Is that more?
Let's have a look at Spurs' defense.
But is that more aimed at and just like substitutions, like the timing of the substitutions?
That's a good shout.
Or is it
That's
more
a good
of,
shout,
like,
potentially.
Like
Did
you
he
said,
not
the
bring
way
those
they play
substitutions
the
on?
pressing game.
But he brought those
substitutions.
substitutions on when they were drawing. It was 1-1 when he brought those substitutions
Remember,
Yeah, and
and
already
then-
looking frail
And they
defensively by
made
that
6
point.
changes. They had a concussion sub as well.
on.
yeah.
Because Benta got hurt, you know.
Benta.
So they had-
Yeah, Benta got
They
hurt.
got they had the extra sub, but you know it was a good match. It was obviously 1-1. It was great, obviously, as an Aston fan, to see Spurs drop points, and it was a good welcome for, I think, Bergvall we really liked. But I really want to welcome someone else to the Premier League.
It's gonna be another good transition.
Honest Slot. La, 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 la.
You got two United fans here, bro. That's not what
You're
happened.
not gonna say welcome
He's the
him?
wrong crowd. If you had Fuad and Fuzi here, maybe they would have sang along with you there.
Yeah.
I'm not singing
Well,
along.
welcome.
I didn't know he had a song.
Yeah, Jurgen
Klopp
Jurgen
made the
Klopp-
song
Klopp
last
sang
year.
it for him last year
Klopp
when he
made
left.
the song.
I don't pay attention to Liverpool. I'll be real. Like,
I saw you. You used to love Liverpool. You were on loan to them.
but
What,
a
while
what?
ago.
The first time I met you, you were wearing a Liverpool shirt. You were a Liverpool fan.
That's cool.
The first time I fucking-
There you go.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The dishcloth shirt.
Yeah,
the other one.
Yellow and red one.
And what was we doing that time of the year?
Oh, Arsenal were doing meetings.
No, we was
What?
winning the league. Like me
Oh, you and Liverpool.
So that's who you're on.
See, that's what he's
Whatever
on.
team's on, you're
No,
with
not
them.
necessarily, because if it's like Spurs or United, or Chelsea, I would never.
But
wear that
Liverpool, it's like, who are they? Right?
There's no beef
shirt.
there.
We're brothers.
But listen, but yeah, Honest Lot, he
I hate
he
this
opened
guy.
his Premier League, he opened his Premier League and Liverpool campaign with an away visit at 12:30 on a Saturday, which Klopp used to always complain about those 12:30
I hate that
kickoffs.
fixture.
I'm so happy I don't hear him
away
complain
to Ipswich.
Facts.
Yeah, 12:30 kickoff, and an away one as well. It's not great.
Yeah, and
It's not
Ipswich
great,
were really
'cause,
bright in the first half.
You know, and Ipswich, and on top of that, a newly promoted team who haven't been in the Premier League for how long, and they're going to be
Portman Road.
excited, and the fans going to be
What a
excited.
ground.
You know, and you got to have your pasta at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
No, we know them ones because instead of having it at
Yeah,
midday,
yeah, you
'cause
got to eat earlier. Yeah,
it messes everything up.
Yeah, the whole
But
schedule's
not
messed up.
Mohamed Salah.
No.
9
He's
times he scored
He's
on the
fasting.
first day.
He didn't have breakfast.
He didn't have the
No,
breakfast.
no.
9 times. New look Salah.
I like
Doesn't
it, by the way.
matter. Yeah, I'm used to it now. Already, I was.
The
I'm-
aerodynamics, you know what it is. Yeah, he's looking a little sharper now, man.
At the start, I was like, man, I'm used to his curls, and he'll probably grow it back out. But
Better hairline.
it didn't change with a better hairline, and it
Turkey, quickly.
didn't change him because he got a goal and assist on the opening day. He is Mohamed Salah. He is inevitable. We see his numbers. We know everything about
I'd
him.
be
I'm not
angry
gonna have
if
this
I was
conversation all the time. I saw you talk about him actually on your channel,
Yeah.
and you literally said, of course, yeah, he plays for Liverpool and plays for Egypt, two of your rivals.
Double homicide.
But you can't.
Yeah,
you
he's
can't,
inevitable, bro.
you
Like for
know.
me, in terms of
You have
production,
eyes.
right? Yeah, it's not even like, bro. Every single metric that you kind of look at, whether you look at longevity, consistency,
He's a freak. He's a
you go
freak.
too much.
Yeah,
Like,
if you
we're-
have
we're
eyes,
being-
it's crazy. That's not the right
No, but you
amount.
have eyes. If you have eyes,
terms
you-
of, like,
and you
as in for the
and you
stat
still
sheet, for the
no. If
300
you have
GA and
yeah, it's
300
not the
GA
stat
for
sheet.
you.
This is
If
where
you have
this is
eyes,
where you dip too much into the Liban thing.
exactly.
In
If
terms
you have
of, like,
eyes
or-
and
just
you
look at
say
it
and you don't
naturally,
rate
bro. Like,
Salah,
He's
it's
world
crazy.
class.
he's
Yeah, he's in.
But
He's free.
there's a but. There's a
Undeniable.
but.
There's no but.
There you go.
He is,
Right,
bro.
that's what I'm trying to say.
A couple years ago, them numbers got so loud you can't ignore. Bro,
can't,
what can I don't have? I can't. You can't have an agenda on something like that.
Yeah.
It's too much of a behemoth
hold
to
on,
have an
I can
agenda.
definitely have an agenda because of other reasons. But in terms of like, again, like I said, if you're actually just looking at him as a footballer, man, I mean, like you have the longevity, you have the consistency, you have the production, and I was even saying it, like you said on that video. In terms of like his all around game, I think in terms of the explosiveness to his game, he's not like that 17-18 Salah where you had Mane and him flying
Scary.
down the
Oh,
wing.
that
But
was
adapted-
17-18 is
Oh, yeah,
terrifying.
18-19 as well too, but
Wallahi,
he's
yeah.
adapted his game now too to even become, after Trent, Liverpool's primary chance creator.
Yeah.
And I remember that Trivela unlock thing I used to say about Cancelo.
double-digit
He really
assists
got that
last 3
Trivela
years.
unlock, Salah,
He
bro.
does, he
That's
does.
right
Shame it
and
goes
left.
to Diaz though. That's ridiculous.
That's his boy as well. You ended his whole monologue. That's his boy. I'll say this about Salah. This is one of the biggest things that he's done that's hurt my mind. I remember when we had under Jose, Ashley Young used to, you remember this? Ashley Young used to lock up Salah every single game. Salah famously had 0 goals and assists against Man United.
Wow.
Never scored against us.
Luke Shaw
Check
came
them
in.
numbers now. He's one of the most goal scorers against United ever.
That's your boy. That's your boy who came in, huh?
What the hell can I
Scary.
do?
He's got a hat-trick
What
at
can
Old
I do
Trafford.
against this guy, bro?
Yeah, but it's your boy.
In like
it's
2
your boy.
seasons.
It's your boy who is scoring all these goals on, though, right?
He's
his boy?
central. He's central. He's not just always scoring out wide.
Who's your boy?
Sounds like Luke Shaw agenda. Like you don't like him. Why is he acting like you don't like Luke Shaw? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He went.
Was it Malacia?
He's
Malacia, he locked him up that one game.
No, he didn't do well against him. But to go from someone who scored 0 goals, no assists against Man United, to being one of the highest goal scorers against United in this whole derby that we play against them.
Damn. This Mohamed Salah, man, he's inevitable. He's obviously scored and assisted in this game. Jota obviously scored as well, the opening goal.
Oh, but that opening goal is
Couple things. Yeah, I was going to say, a couple things we want to talk about. Trent Alexander-Arnold doing what Trent Alexander-Arnold does. We had a few key moments, crazy passes. Obviously, the first goal as well. That first initial pass he made, obviously through to Salah and behind, and Salah to Jota goal. That was beautiful.
It's just world-class players doing what world-class players
It's on his last year of his contract. I need to get that.
Good player, man.
Updated. So his last year of his contract, and he's still playing for the club he loves. He's the vice captain. What else? What can we say about Trent?
What can you say, bro? He's a quarterback. According to the term, automatic, man.
Created the most chances in the match
created
as
the
well.
term automatic.
For like Trent.
Oh, okay.
He used to call him
for Trent.
automatic.
No. It's an NBA term. It's an NBA term.
You claim it
I brought it for Trent. I brought it for
brought
Trent.
the UK.
He did. But one thing I'll talk about is Kwanzaa coming off at half time.
Yeah.
Slot making a statement.
Hooked.
Hooked him off at half time. That's a statement.
He was pretty blunt about it as well.
He
Too.
didn't get taken out.
He
He
wasn't cutting corners at all. He
But
basically said, look,
I love it, bro.
he basically said, right, like the first half, Ipswich were having too much control. They were having too much chances in behind, and I thought that we needed somebody who was a bit more aggressive, a bit more physical, better in the air. Konate allowed us to play a bit more forward.
Yeah.
And I
These
think there's
Dutch managers,
absolutely nothing
they don't
wrong
mince
with that.
words. They don't mince
Yeah,
words.
no.
Street speaking.
Dutch people, they're very just blunt and
We know Van
direct
Gaal,
and
man.
just expressionless.
Eric
That's
Ten
Dutch
Hag.
people. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's amazing
No, I
managing.
think it's a good
I think
trait.
that's
Apparently,
amazing.
you
I think
used
it's
to
a
do
good
that at final a lot as well.
Perfect.
Like when you don't see
trait.
something that he enjoys.
You are a
works.
manager. Your job is to win football
And your
matches.
job is on the line.
You pick a team to play. If at any point in the match, it could be 20 minutes in, it could be
You pick the
30
team
minutes
to
in,
play.
it could be 15 minutes, it could be 70
And
minutes
he's got
in.
keys.
At any point in the match, you see a problem, you identify it, you can change it no matter what happens. There's no such thing as protecting the player's feelings. I need to win the match. I want to make a tactical change. There is nothing wrong with that. And I love the fact, like I said, he was honest about it.
talking.
He said it. And that's great. And I think that's amazing. I think I love that stuff. You know?
It's mad though because I have more positives on Ipswich.
Yeah,
than I did
they
with
impressed.
Liverpool.
They impressed.
Not saying that Liverpool weren't. Liverpool were great. They create so many good chances. Like I said, there was the Trent to Diaz when he started the move, and then of course he got into the box, played that little pass.
Yeah.
Diaz being Diaz, obviously he's not when he's not wearing a Columbia shirt. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
They don't come from. It's sad. Honestly,
He's
it's sad. bro.
Duis Lias. He's a different player.
I
Duis Lias.
I can't.
this guy?
I can't
He's Duis Lias.
Well, what happened?
What's going on here?
I don't get it.
I'm so confused. I missed it.
That's him. That's him. That's him.
He said when he's not wearing a club shirt, someone else. He said obviously he's mixed his name up. He said he's Duis Lias.
That's not
I
Lias.
said, well, he's this guy.
That's Duis Lias.
Sorry, Liverpool fans.
He's Lias.
Duis Lias.
Guys are harsh on Diaz, man. Honestly,
He is, not you guys.
Nah,
he was his biggest fan.
Liverpool fans,
Bro,
Liverpool
I
fans
saw
in general
that-
are harsh on Diaz.
I hear it. Bro, they've had the luxury of what? Mahrez.
What?
Not Mahrez.
Yeah,
yeah.
Mane.
Yeah.
Who else?
Darwin Núñez. Cody Gakpo.
That's what I'm saying. Fairs.
Divock Origi.
Now, let's quickly talk about Ipswich. And like I said, they did impress.
Kieran, my bloody Kenner.
Go on, Kieran McKenna. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on here. Man United, Kieran McKenna. You obviously have Man United heritage and Axel Twanzebe who played as well.
My boy, man.
We had the Murray Hutchinson.
That's how I don't play that.
We had a Murray Hutchinson playing as well.
Yeah, baby Anthony. Let me just get out of the way.
No,
for a
it's
long
not
time.
me, it's Chelsea. That's Chelsea, man.
No, for a lot. It's not you guys. You guys,
No.
you wash your hands of him.
Yeah,
No, I mean, he's Arsenal,
Bro, the
brother.
moment he went to Chelsea, I washed my hands
a
with
product
him.
of Arsenal.
He's probably Arsenal.
He's
That's
a
baby
product-
Anthony right there.
Wow.
He's better than Anthony.
No, he is. But the baby can't be better than. I'm saying the student can't become the master.
Respect Mario.
Trust me, he's baby Anthony.
But yeah, I mean, listen, actually, Amari had a chance as well where he did really well. He broke through.
What did he do?
I thought he was quick.
He cut in twice.
He made a bad mistake, cut
I
twice,
thought he
tame
was
shot.
fast.
He's
Not.
just like his daddy.
He was just like,
Anthony.
Anthony,
Yeah, just like that.
With Amari, though, he definitely is a player that's quicker with the ball than he is without the ball. In terms of, when Thingy played up, I don't know who the midfielder was, I can't lie.
Yeah.
When he played the pass through to him, I thought, you know what? I know Trent's fairly quick, but he's not
Trent
that
shouldn't
bad.
catch him.
Yeah, he shouldn't catch him. He caught him fairly easy, but I looked how that went.
Quite comfortably.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But I have to give credit to McKenna.
Yeah.
Coming into
They're
the
shaped.
listen,
Like,
bro,
it literally,
there was an
messed
idea.
Up, it messed up Slot.
But he really did.
Where he went, yo, I need to tweak this.
Because if Slot had to make a change like that at half time, it shows that he knows that I'm under the caution. And if it continues, we're in here for an upset.
And look, and Arne Slot came out and said as well, he goes, bro, the press and obviously the shape that they were in messed us up where we had to basically, not necessarily get bailed out by world-class players, but more or less in behind Route 1 with obviously Van Dijk to Salah, which led to Thingy's goal, of course.
Saul also pointed out, though, right, with Ipswich, that he kind of foresaw and ended up happening that he expected Ipswich to kind of tire and eventually that they wouldn't be able to keep up that intensity and Liverpool would kind of be able to take advantage of the holes that they allowed. And it ended up happening. I think that's my big issue with Ipswich. Like, they're my second team, if you want to call them that. This
Luton
year.
Nation.
No, this year it's Ipswich Nation. But and I think.
By the way, guys, just to let you know,
Nation.
whenever Leah's puts certain nation,
Nation, just know your team.
Hold on.
Your team is gone.
That's bullshit. What?
Down
Swiss
they go.
Nation. We're going to forget that. I took Swiss Nation from people who had them fourth in their group to the quarterfinals. Say no more. That's
Oh,
what
so
we're
they didn't win anything. So when he says Nation, before anything, you're not succeeding.
Well, I'm not saying Ipswich are going to win the league. They're staying up. Just like I predicted Swiss to get
Yeah, I
up.
got them staying up as well.
Yeah, bro. Allow me.
I
But no, so what I was going to say about Ipswich.
God.
What I was going to say about Ipswich.
What happened to Luton Nation then? Luton Nation.
He forgot about them.
Hey,
Luton Nation. Do you know what I love?
I don't want to play with you anymore.
How about this? Do you know what I love about this? He didn't give us a story where, no, I actually spent some time when I first came to England. I was in Ipswich for a while. and I said, because Luton, you were in Luton for a bit.
I was never in Luton.
Why did you say you went there? Why did you say Luton Nation then? I saw you had some connection to them.
No, he's got a kink for the smaller teams.
Yeah, he does. No,
Let me save them. Let me save them. I can save them.
Literally. He looked at it when I've seen Southampton in the Prem, I've seen Leicester.
Yeah, let me go with someone new.
I like, and Kieran McKenna, obviously, very high.
Ipswich Nation, man. Stop trying to speak for me, guys.
I'm sorry, guys. Go on.
Anyways, I think they have more quality They got more quality than
If
Luton.
you ask him 10 Ipswich players, he'd be like, man, it's still a nation, man. It's still Ipswich Nation, man.
They're hating, bro. But you know what it is? Swiss Nation, I got the Romania Nation, we got out of the group, but yo.
We got the United Nations over here. God, how many nations you got?
I ain't never called them United Nation, bro. They're my team, but I ain't said nation. Once I'm ready to say nation, you'll hear it, bro.
Wow. But yeah, I mean, listen, big up Ipswich, their first game back in the Premier League. Also,
Some quality
big
players,
up a new record. Faisal's not here, but Ali Al Hamadi, first ever Iraqi Premier League footballer. Mad as well, mad story.
Yeah.
This time last year, he was playing in League 2.
He's playing Luke this time last year.
This time last year, he was playing in League 2.
Wow.
He is
Favorite
now-
Iraqi, man. Big
now,
up Ali.
now playing in the Premier League. So,
What's his name?
Yeah, Sharky met him.
Jacob Greaves. Centre back for.
Oh, bro.
Yes.
He looks good.
Yeah,
He looks good.
You like the look of him?
No,
Next up, so.
this is what I was
I
going to
saw
say.
Fuad talk about him, and I saw him tweet
Of course,
about him.
of course, Fuad did.
Yeah,
I said
of
it.
I watched his. I watched obviously the highlights properly. I watched
Yeah.
the tape.
Yeah.
Keep an eye
Yeah,
out.
I
Got some.
Before
Yeah, you see it.
sorry, this is what I was going to say, right? Luton last year were compact and they were difficult to play against, but ultimately, quality is kind of what let them down.
100%.
Bar Ross Barkley, really, it's a group of players that had no right doing what they were doing.
sure.
Ipswich, you look at them, they just signed the top scorer from the championship last year. What's
Sammy
his name?
Smodics.
Yeah, they just signed him.
Legend.
They just signed Calvin Phillips.
Irish
So, okay,
legend.
Calvin Phillips has been on the decline, but we don't expect that he can do things at Ipswich. He can't
Yeah.
do things at
For
that
sure,
level.
for sure,
Omari
for sure.
Hutchinson was one of the better players in the championship.
Yeah,
You're talking
he
about
was,
players
he was.
and all these
I
positions.
think Liam
Who's
Delap
the-
will do well as well.
Who's the left back? Leaf or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
They're
Leif
that-
Davis.
Leif Davis,
Leif
yeah,
Davis.
yeah,
They
good
have
player.
talent in this
Juice
team,
good
bro.
player.
They actually have some
Napoli
good
as well.
players. They got a very good manager. I think Ipswich can definitely stay up this year.
There we go.
That's
All right,
Ollie Nation, man.
Let's move on now.
And play their way as well.
to my second team, my nation, Brighton.
Brighton
Brighton
Nation.
Everyone knows I love
Now
Brighton.
Sharky.
I have a Brighton shirt over there, and Brighton actually announced me on January Dunlap Day once.
I
You know, that's
remember.
my team. Brighton Nation went away to Everton and won 3-0. Obviously, Everton did get a red card, but that was after Brighton were already 2-0 up. I believe Ashley Young got sent off. But yeah, that doesn't even matter because Brighton were already comfortably winning. One thing as well, Danny Welbeck. When is he gonna stop?
Yeah, 15.
He's
When is he gonna stop?
Yeah.
he's a
15.
Premier League. What's the word? He's not a legend, obviously. He's not an
Heritage.
icon. He's like a cult hero.
Servant.
Bro.
He is.
He's a cult hero, man. Honestly, Welbeck, I have so much respect for that guy, bro. I got so.
I'll give him a round of applause as well.
from what?
It's my boy Danny.
From when he scored it for
for
United
both
against
our
what,
teams.
Stoke in 07 or whatever, to now. He's
Genuinely,
had
it's
a
mad.
very good career, bro.
He's actually a
Honestly.
mad career still.
450
Played
plus
Champions
appearances,
League
man, in
nights.
the Prem.
Played in
Bro.
all, bro. He's a very.
He's
good
had a
player.
very good
Speaking
career.
of announcements, we'll speak about the game as well. Speaking of announcements, and when they announced me, they just announced an hour ago Jorginho Rutter as well.
Yeah, good signing.
Has just been announced for
Leeds.
Brighton. That's from Leeds
They
as well.
got Kadioglu.
Kadioglu as well.
Oh, Ferdy.
Brighton have signed a lot of players this
Well,
year,
my
bro.
heart,
They
my
signed, what's his name? The guy from Feyenoord.
Mats Vifa.
Yeah, they signed a lot of good players this
But
year.
the thing is, they're getting rid of Billy Gilmore and someone else.
Yeah,
They already
Billy
got rid
Gilmore
of
might be
Pascal
going to
Gross.
Napoli, is it?
Yeah,
Are looking
they
at
got,
him.
They got rid of Pascal Gross.
But Brighton have a heritage of losing these players that we
And
consider
spawning someone out of
untouchable
nowhere.
guys, and they almost move past them seamlessly. I think the
Minter
question
looked
for me,
good.
right?
Minter
The
looked
question for me
good.
is the manager.
Minter looked
Yeah,
so
he did look
good,
For me, the
bro.
question is
Wow,
the manager,
bro.
right? Because he's relatively unproven. He's what, 31 years old?
No, I love them ones. He was mint. He really was mint.
I think that the manager is the question because he's an unknown.
He's
right?
pretty. How tall is he?
31.
How tall is he?
I mean,
How old is he? How tall is he?
The rest 31.
Well, the
No,
rest
rest-
The
manager-
manager, I think, is 31 years old. He's
2 years
ne-
young.
How long are we going to hear about his age though for that
No,
season?
it's not even about his age.
Gonna
It's
hear
not about
about
his
it for
age. He's never even coached top flight football. He coached
yeah,
last
but
year in the
maybe
second
he did
division of Germany.
Same year as
yeah.
Fuzi.
Yeah.
Younger than
He's
Fuad.
born.
Yeah,
He's younger than Fuad.
If
that's not saying
If-
much though.
Hersler was here on the
Fuad and
table,
Fuizzi.
he's in Fuzi's year, school year, and he's
That's
young and he's
crazy.
younger than Fuad Katani.
And he's never coached a top flight team. Last year he was coaching in the second division.
Second
so
division.
just
Got
look-
promoted though.
So
Yeah,
look
of
what
course.
your age mates are doing, basically. That's what you're saying.
6 years older than.
I don't know why they said he's younger
Yes.
than Fuad though. Like, that's duh. Like,
It's true.
of course.
After Premier League manager.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, Danny Welbeck goal and assist. We put it. The light's gone off again. We'll fix that anyways. Don't worry about it. That's not what's important now. But that's 16 different Premier League campaigns.
Was it 16 every year?
16 different Premier League campaigns that Danny Welbeck has now scored in. That 3-0 loss was Everton's biggest defeat in an opening game of Premier League season since 09-10.
I'd like to say
What's
something.
changed for
I don't
Everton,
really want.
man?
I've never thought in my life, as an Evertonian, I would say this.
You Liverpool and
Well,
Everton. Okay, go on.
He's a straight scouse.
I think this might be it. You know.
Go down. I predicted him to go down as well.
I think they're going down.
Damn, man.
They're just
Well,
the Dawa.
I wouldn't be against it.
that's
Then we can
what
get
I'm
Brentford.
saying.
Bloody hell, it's about time to get
No,
Brentford.
I like the new pairing of Jacob. Is it Jacob Brown? The Leon kid, and
Yeah.
Brentford, but
Still got Ndaye coming in as well too.
Yeah,
man,
guys on the way, yeah.
Yeah,
Player, him.
I mean, yeah, but more on the Brighton side, man. Very impressive. Adingra coming on off the bench as well at half time.
Minter was not happy.
Well.
Came off with
Concussion,
sub,
innit?
concussion
Concussion,
sub,
yeah.
yeah.
But Minter impressed. 45
Bro,
minutes was
it
enough
was
for us
enough.
to see
I think
how-
Mitoma looks back as well too.
Mitoma,
Mitoma.
don't forget about Mitoma, how good he was. He
Brother.
brother,
took the league by storm.
Bro.
He just came back and said, "Man, you're no."
Don't forget
Like,
about
if I
He
have to
took
remind
a
you,
gap year. That's what he did.
if I have to remind you, I'll remind you. That's
Came
what
back
you're
for
saying.
another degree.
Exactly. And no,
That's
and
why next week's gonna be. It's gonna be a fun one.
who they play next week? Oh,
United.
they're playing, and then they're playing us, and then they're playing us
Oh.
at home straight after you guys. Then
But that's fine in terms of.
XG challenge? Who's getting more XG? Me or
you
you?
know how Mazraoui played obviously Iwobi, which is a good test.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it will be
That
something.
one.
Ooh, let's see how much Ravi does there.
That's a welcome to the
Damn,
Premier
bro.
League. I need to see
Hey,
what he's
listen,
done.
hey. That's a big good test.
First
Let's see
week
how
we
he
got
does.
Dama.
Very good
Second
test.
week we got Mitoma. Third week we got Salah.
There you go, all the tests.
First game was against Doku in the cup, man.
Cup.
God damn.
There we go. It's the Premier League. It is the
Don't
Premier
get an
League.
easy week.
Premier
You don't
League.
get easy
You
week.
don't get a week off. But yeah, I mean, listen, not great start for Everton. Ashley Young getting sent off. You know, you would think he's
Stupid.
this experienced. 39 years old he is now, by the way.
With a hair.
How you get sent off at 39?
he
He
is-
should be experienced enough now to
He
know how
is
to
young,
play.
though. You love that joke. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. That's a year. Yeah!
You know how you know that joke? I didn't manage to get it off, but I was trying to set up earlier when I asked how tall Minter is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's short. He's a mini Minter.
Yeah!
I didn't manage to get it off.
You thought you were about the manager.
That's
not
about
Minter.
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 Yeah, man.
Fucking brilliant, you.
Yeah, I was trying to get
Horrible
it.
joke.
I was trying to get it
Oh,
off.
it's brilliant.
But yeah, man, Brian, my second club in the Premier League. But it should. To be
Is
fair,
it Brighton Nation?
It's everyone's second. It's not Brighton Nation.
Brighton
I
Nation
mean,
don't got the same ring to it.
yeah, no,
man.
it's not Brighton.
Come up with your own thing, right?
Hove Nation.
Hove Nation.
Home Nation's called. Home Nation works. Home Nation works.
Hove Nation.
Home
Hey,
Nation's works.
Brighton fans, I'm with you. Brighton fans are with you. Hove
My name is
building.
Whole age to the
Whole
Let's
nation.
go, let's go.
But yeah, I feel like Brighton is kind of like everyone likes them kind of because the way they play football, the way they
But
run the
then-
club,
but that-
the way they
that's
buy
what-
and sell, the talent he plays they have. Everyone likes
Rory
Brighton.
Jennings doesn't like them. What do you say? He's the most
Irrelevant.
irrelevant team in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
Sure hates them.
And with Rory,
He hates
what
them in Brentford.
what he says, I hear it still. Like, I let it run.
Yeah, that you and Rory have something going on there. man.
That's your
You know the thing with Brighton though, which I find weird. But it's working. It's with Chelsea, how many players they've gotten as like the whole team. It feels like that with Brighton.
Just
in terms
look-
of
yeah.
you've got João Pedro, you've got Evan Ferguson, you've got Danny Welbeck, 3 starters already there.
Yeah.
Then like you said, you've got
Just look
a
at the
lot
wingers. The wingers don't stop.
You've got so many
Minto,
options.
Solly, Matt, Kozia, Dubry.
Adingra,
Yes, Adingra.
Sarmiento.
Yeah, they just got rid
Thank
of
God they got rid of
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
They had
Thank
Buonanotte.
God they got rid of him.
We forgot. We got Minter. No, have you seen Minter?
You said Minter.
Obviously,
Mitoma.
Mitoma now.
The
Mitoma.
Paraguayan guy's name. He scored the screamer.
Inciso, player.
Bro, they've got. And then what's that? Ayari?
Yeah, the one who scored the
just
disallowed
that
goal.
came on.
Yeah,
Bro, that's all. We're just talking about their front line.
top of the league,
How
bro.
are you going to keep them happy? Unless, obviously, they've got European competition or not.
That's the job of the gaffer, though, isn't it?
No, they don't.
No.
Keep him
They
happy.
don't.
Keep him
So
happy.
you've got that much stacked squad and you're going, you know what? I need to keep everyone happy.
I think they're gonna have a good cup run. I think they'll do a good cup run.
They went to the
Strong.
semi-finals a few years
we
ago.
beat them.
Cup.
We beat them in the cup in penalties.
There we
In
go.
penalties,
Yeah.
so.
I think they'll do a cup run. But yeah, big up to Brighton. 3-0 away win is always
Smashed it.
amazing.
Top of the league.
The Brighton's weird though, it's like they get a lot of good away results before, and then the home is a bit weird sometimes. I'm looking forward to see how Hersler does with that
They've
team.
got Rutter coming in as well.
And now they just signed Junior Rota as well. So I want to see how. I mean, the window's not closed, and they might get rid of some of the players. I think Fulham might loan out Sarmiento again, maybe back to Ipswich. You never know. Okay, let's move on now to a claret and blue derby. We had West Ham versus Aston Villa, and what a dream debut! Amadou Onana, 4 minutes in, header, giant.
Can't lie, should
the
have been.
threat.
I've said it. I think I've said it every pod I've been on. Should have been at United, man.
We tried to hijack the deal allegedly.
How many players should have been United?
No.
This
no,
one.
I haven't thrown any better
Yeah.
players. The
Yeah.
one I've been adamant on is
Onana. I don't know if you
Well,
remember,
no,
Stas.
amazing, bro.
I don't know if you remember, but when that first initially was a link, I wasn't a fan of it.
No.
I
had to convince you, bro.
I didn't like it. I slowly warmed to the idea of
I had to convince him.
because he might
Fair.
not be my type of player, and you guys know he's not my type of player.
Sure.
But what I've realized is that the modern game requires is high athletic level, and it has to be someone that's able to cover so much ground. And he passes the threshold of being just about good enough on the ball for me to be happy with him being the person that is in that first phase, just bouncing it and finding the passes to the ace.
Regarding
And
Onana
can I
as
Say this
well.
about Onana, right? I was watching him for Villa. This is not even a footballing analysis, right? This is just some random shit I noticed. Why does he look so much bigger at Aston Villa? Like he looked like Yaya Toure, bro. Honestly, you know what it is? I think at Everton
Everton's
because
got big
he's next to
players, though.
Brentford. He's next
So
to
like the
Doucouré.
huge fellas,
Everyone's tall
huge
over there.
lads,
Bro,
huge
at
lads.
Villa, okay, maybe he's next to Tielemans and he's next to this guy.
Yeah,
he
small
looked
brothers.
like Yaya Toure and he looked like Vieira over there, bro.
Yeah, he looks
Yo,
huge. He's a unit.
He's
He's a fucking
195 centimeters.
yeah, I need the feet,
like
bro. I need
6'5".
like,
I mean, that's what comes up here.
6'5", I want to say.
high 6'4".
5'5".
That's
Yeah, I
a
think that's just
monster
about
right
6'5".
there,
Look
bro.
at that.
That's
Aerial
nice.
And that
threats.
header looked pretty easy for him.
Bro, it looked like he was
I think he went down for it. He went down for it.
Maybe he was wearing an XL too, bro. I'm telling you, I thought I was watching like Vieira out there, bro.
Nah, he's
Like,
And the
man
thing,
down.
He's a bloody unit.
and the thing about him, obviously,
Real
that as you said earlier just now, where you don't feel like you're not sold on him technically on the ball.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at Everton, I don't think he had the ability to showcase that he was
Yeah,
technical,
that's fair.
especially for Belgium in the Euros. There was a different, in my opinion, there was a different side to him because he's, like I said, he had De Bruyne, Tielemans next to him.
Fair.
So technically, like I feel like it brought it out of him, right? He can play that kind of football
Yeah.
because Sean Dyche's football compared to Unai Emery's obviously is completely different. I think, and also him playing against his partner for Belgium as well.
Playing
It's-
with him, yeah.
it's gonna
I like
get
the
better for him,
partnership,
bro.
him and Tielemans. It was nice. Tielemans
And
is
that's
really good.
and that is Tielemans' dream because we know what Tielemans is like off the ball. Having someone like Onana sitting next to him, just doing a running for
Yeah,
him.
and let Tielemans just
This,
dictate.
this was
bro.
this was a game
That's the
I was,
dream.
this is a game that I was definitely interested in because these are two teams that even when we did our predictions, they were both put in the top sixes. Some people had West Ham in the 6th place.
Yeah.
Some had Villa in the top 6 in
Yeah.
the predictions. So this start the season already, it was a very, very interesting game.
You know, with West
and
Ham,
to
though,
get an away win there is very, very
Yeah.
good for Aston Villa, to be fair.
with West Ham, are West Ham like Villa last year, in the sense of you
They've had a good window.
you hear the window, you're thinking I feel like they should be better than what they are, just purely based on the window they've had. And obviously, they've had a
Who
couple
was Villa's window last year?
It was Diaby, it was
Diego
Tillemans,
Carlos.
was it Paulo,
Kamara.
Torres?
Yeah, Pau Torres.
Like,
Yeah.
Kamara was the summer before.
yeah,
Kamara
was
was
so
before.
far. So,
When
you know,
Gerrard was still
but
there.
it was like 60 million, 40 million, free. This is that.
West Ham, to be fair though, you look at their team that they put out. A lot of the new guys weren't playing.
That's what
Saka
I'm-
wasn't
yeah,
there
right.
yet.
Todibo's not about
He
yet.
was there.
I'm
Then Guido
waiting.
came on. Yeah,
Falkirk
So,
came on.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
just
not.
waiting on it, bro. Like literally.
To be honest, last season, while they had still had Moyes, and I was vocal about the lack of ambition from ownership and having Moyes as the manager. You can't question their ambition in this window.
Yeah.
They have been involved in a lot of deals. Some that they've got, some that they haven't got, and they seem to have backup plans as well. So, shout out to whoever the directors are. I'll find out who you are.
I've seen West Ham though have huge to talk about ambition. West Ham have spent crazy money on players before, bro. We saw them bring in Felipe Anderson. We saw them bring in Haller,
what's his
Yarmolenko
name?
when he was
Yarmolenko,
viewed as a
that's the one,
top
that's it.
player.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not trying to say West Ham. I've seen this before, but it's also a case of like, okay, let's see it on the pitch. Let me see it work because we've seen Chelsea win the last like 4 transfer windows. If it doesn't translate onto the pitch, where's your trophy? Like you don't get rewarded for
Get the
signing great
Here we
players.
go trophy.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Great team goal for the winner as well. John Duran finishing it
How
off.
funny is that, by the way? Huh?
Yeah.
Duran, the guy
he was about to go. Yeah.
celebrating as a hammer.
That's mad.
Crazy.
That is insane. Like
Yeah.
he was supposed to be there.
Football's crazy.
And he
Bro,
scores a
I
winner
can't
on the
lie.
first game of the season.
I see it now. He might be it.
No, he's a very good player.
Like, he
Very
might
good.
Good
Yeah.
late arrival to the box, and he should have got one earlier as well.
Yeah, very good player.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I you know when early in the transfer window we saw Chelsea like wanting him, and I was like,
Yeah.
John Duran. There's so many other strikers,
That you could have got.
20 years old.
bro. I looked at him and I went, you know what?
You see it.
I
And
see it.
Ian Matson as well. He was part of that goal. That
Oh
winner.
my days, the cushion of that pass.
And I also like another thing on social was one of the videos best transfers, and I put Matson in that. I think he's one of the most perfect signings of this window for the club he went to and the way they play and how he plays. I loved it, you know. And I mean, like I said, he showed a glimpse of it for the winner.
For me with Matson, I think he suits a back 5 a lot more than he does.
Played in the back 4 at
For
Dortmund,
Dortmund, I know he did.
And at Burnley, I'm sure it was a back 4 as well,
No, I
too.
think it was a back 5 at Burnley.
Was it a back 5?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
no,
You
I
could
think
be
it was
right.
a-
I think it was a
Company
company
was
company
playing
4,
as
bro.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
I think you see
times
that because
it'd
of
be
I
five,
think
but
you
I
see
can't
that
be too
I think you see that because of his height, bro. But I can't
Not
lie,
necessarily
like,
his height. I just feel like because he's such attack dominated.
he's not for me like a Frimpong in terms of like he has to be
No,
a
no,
wing
Frimpong's
back.
a winger.
I think Matson has
Frimpong's a
shown
winner.
enough that he can be a fullback. Bro. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't be at the highest level. Of
Let's
Champions
move
League,
on to this is the furthest the teams had to travel this weekend. Southampton traveling all the way up to Newcastle. That's a long travel.
Ben
That is a
Brereton
long
Diaz.
travel. Yeah, Everton, yes, Southampton played against Newcastle. Newcastle with 10 men beat them 1-0. They had a red card to Fabian Schär very early on.
Soft.
Game's gone.
Probably
Was
the
should that have
softest.
been a red card? Come
The
on,
softest, like
That's
you know
mad.
situations like that. Yeah, I couldn't care less. Of course, I know Fabian Schär was in the wrong, but the way
Let's be honest now.
Ben
this guy,
Brereton
come on.
Watch it
reacted,
back. That's
Come
not a
on.
red card.
I'm booking him as well. I'm booking. I'm
Yeah.
not
He got yellow.
theatrics. That's how I
He,
look at it.
he
I
did
said,
get yellow, innit? He
got
did get
yellow.
yellow. He did
Did
get
he?
yellow. Yeah, he got yellow.
rightfully so. Like,
Yeah.
but the man, like, I think he might be a villain.
He is
with
now.
Newcastle.
For a while now, innit? Yeah.
Literally.
He
When he
is-
enjoyed it,
I-
he looked like he was soaking up, going, you know what? I
He didn't
kind of
mind
like
it.
this role.
He didn't mind it. He
Just
didn't
shame
mind
he's
it
just
at all.
not a great striker now, is it? Though that's it. Sad man.
Well,
Yeah,
but
listen.
I think a lot of positives that Russell Martin can take out of that
Oh,
performance for
100%.
Southampton. Because, listen, they dominated the ball. They had more of the chances. Newcastle
And a lot
really, really had to dig in.
They were playing against 10 men though for most of the match.
They were, but even before that, even 11 versus 11, I think Southampton could comfortably say that they were on top in that game. And
They had
Newcastle,
19 shots to Newcastle's 3.
This is crazy.
You know, Newcastle, but then again, only 4
This is
of them
when
on
you
target.
consider, even
But Newcastle, you know, that means Newcastle kind of took it and ran. They took the 3
Oh,
points. Great
100%.
3 points from with the context. Having 10 men.
If you saw the goal, it came from an Alex McCarthy mistake
yes,
that led it to
yeah.
Yep.
obviously Isaac's
Yeah,
path.
and Russell Martin won't want him to change that. He wants to play
And-
like that.
and-
He will play like that.
And
I think the problem here is Alex McCarthy is not his first choice goalkeeper.
He's
bro.
not.
It's
He's
Bazunu,
not.
and
Yeah, it's Bazunu,
until
but
he's
I
back,
swear,
he's stuck with this guy.
is Bazunu injured?
Yeah,
Okay, because I remember seeing Alex McCarthy last year at the
Bazunu's
final.
when he's fit.
When you know when they played the playoff final.
Yeah,
Alex
yeah, he did
McCarthy
very
started.
Bazunu's been out for a while.
Yeah.
That's all. I didn't know. Like I was
But
genuinely
to be fair
thinking.
to Alex McCarthy, he didn't really do any mad mistakes.
No, of
other
course,
than
but
that.
he's a solid Premier League goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's not-
But in
yeah,
terms of
yeah,
like if
yeah.
you really want to
I
be
don't
playing
even
the
think
style
that.
out from the back, Bazunu he's pretty good of his.
I don't even think that.
You don't think so?
I think he's a very good backup.
I'm not passionate enough about Alex McCarthy.
Yeah, I want you to be though.
I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But Southampton's
Confidential.
the team that Southampton's the team that a lot of us are predicting to go down. I mean,
Yeah, I haven't.
they haven't made too many changes. I mean, they haven't made too many changes. It seems like to their team, to their squad from the championship, the team up in the championship. I think that might be where they struggle.
They signed Cameron Archie yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cameron
even
Archer,
though that's
okay.
apparently now under investigation because reportedly Villa bought him back from Sheffield and sold him to Southampton in a period of time that FIFA doesn't allow.
You can't do
It
that.
was like in 16 days, and I think he needs to be on your
To
books
be
now
honest, though,
longer
I
than
can't lie. They deserve to go down because you basically brought back Sheffield United strike force and took them to Southampton.
Yeah.
That was him last year.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that's the reason they're staying up again.
But that went down as well. That team
I
went
think
down.
the one thing about Southampton that they've done well though, what was the kid from City? What is it?
Dozy.
No. What's his name? Bellwood Harris or
Oh, yeah.
I always forget
Howard
his
Bellis.
name.
Howard
But
Bellis.
yeah, that's what it is. I think
Taylor
Burnley,
Howard
something
Bellis.
that hurt them last year, right, is how big those two guys, Nathan Tella and the kid from Maatsen. They were so big for them in the championship,
Yeah.
and they weren't able to bring them into the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like they weren't able to extend those.
But you know
loans.
that-
I think
that-
Southampton have done well with him, and I think there's another guy as well too that they managed to keep on.
But
So.
with that Taylor Howard Bellis, is that his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bellis, yeah.
It was in his clause when he went on loan. They said
Yeah,
if
he
they
go-
get
if he comes
promoted,
up- well, that's
there's
good, because
automatic.
I'm sure
I think he
Burnley.
20
plays.
million.
I think he's plays for them now. No, he's still not on anymore, is he?
No, I think like once the
No, they bought him. They bought him. My point is
They
they
got
managed to
promoted.
keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burnley weren't even able to do that, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
with
good
that
for
business
continuity.
For sure.
They signed that AZ centre right back as well, the Japanese guy.
Oh, Sugawara.
They brought
Yeah.
the kid
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
They got Flynn Downs as well back at
Yes.
the club as well
Yeah.
too.
Stamina, yeah.
Lallana's doing his last dance over there, so I think it'll be a nice team. But I think Southampton. When you talk about
be
like,
fun to
I don't
watch, I
know,
think.
Southampton I think are always fun to watch. But
Yeah.
one thing for me with Southampton, it always seems like they have that kind of
I'm not
soft
looking
underbelly
forward to
to their
playing
team.
them. St. Mary's.
Oh, for you guys always seem to struggle. with
I'm
it.
not looking forward to St. Mary's.
I don't know.
Get rid of the
We
pigeons.
traveled all the way over there, man. We saw a
Did you guys
draw.
actually go down there?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It's made a day out of it.
Yeah, it wasn't a great day. We didn't get the 3 points.
No. Oh, no.
But
So it was a 1-1 grand
yeah,
jacket.
1-1.
Is
But
that the
then-
pigeons with Ramsdale?
and then
think
I'm not
so.
sure. And then they came to our gaff and
Theo Walker was
so we lost the
celebrating.
league.
Free.
Yeah, free.
Theo Walker celebrating, and now he's doing Arsenal tours. I'm looking at him saying, "Come on,
I
bro,
spent the summer with Theo. No, great guy though. I love him. I'm getting him on SDS. He told me he'll come
Oh,
on.
that's bloody lit. That's bloody cool.
Yeah, he told me he'll come on. But yeah, but obviously
Stars doesn't want to be there.
he
now.
scored against
No,
us.
I like Theo Walker. I'm a big fan of Theo Walker.
right now. He just said
No, there's
He come and dunked on Arsenal. I did Arsenal talk.
It's
Yeah,
true. He's
Roger.
not lying though. He did dunk on us. He did dunk on us,
Yeah.
man. No, it's like, it's,
This is job.
It's his job.
yeah, it's his job. But then again, it's not like obviously he's an Arsenal legend, but Theo's a Liverpool fan.
Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah,
Oh, is he?
he's open about that. Like, he's,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Liverpool nation.
but obviously-
Pool Nation.
All right,
son.
last couple games. This is another interesting game that I watched and I was very interested before the game when I saw the schedule. Brentford vs Palace.
That one was interesting. For
I
me.
was interested in seeing that game.
That's pretty interesting.
Is that not an interesting game going into the start of the season when you look at the schedule?
Can't say that was the one that caught my eye.
I was gonna say, I won't
He didn't
fix it.
jump at me out of it. He didn't jump at me. I'll be honest.
Obviously, I was like,
2
oh,
p.m. on a Sunday. I looked at it, Brentford
It's
Palace.
so interesting. That's the last game of the round.
second to last. It just came last in my schedule. But I actually I watched it and I was interested in the game.
This guy's really said it's so interesting. He came second to last.
Yeah, 'cause I was interested in it before the
It's like
game.
match of the day when they put it right
Hey,
at the
boys,
end.
you know what interesting thing was? I made sure that it's like the second to last thing we talk
The
about.
retention is gone. I mean,
No, they're still here. They're still here. Don't worry, they're still here.
This is still like the last 10%.
You're still here, right?
Is it right?
You're still here,
You guys
right?
are outside there, right?
please be here.
Please be here. That'd be nice. I mean, listen, man. It's a London derby.
Gotta keep going, my boy.
It's
Sell
London
that.
derby.
Sell that.
No, I
He just
mean,
doesn't want to be on Brentford's next trailer when they
they
try and roast content creators. That's
Is that what it did?
He saw.
Bro,
Did you not
yeah.
see it? You didn't see the thing.
Danny
that
Aaron's
happened?
got grabbed.
No.
Rory got grabbed. Everyone got grabbed.
But Rory's been
What was it?
saying,
Yeah,
Rory's
Rory's
been saying,
Why?
like, Rory's
Why?
like, get him down.
Someone-
Like,
Yeah.
just
He
to
said
bust
they're
up
down
in
now.
house
They're basically saying Brentford are irrelevant. They're
There's
going
no
down
point,
this
like-
year. No one
And
cares
then
about
Brentford made
them.
an edit.
And they made
Brentford-
edits at
no,
fourth
forget
season
about
in a
an
row.
edit. They made like this Marvel Thanos' voice in the background, dramatic music.
And then what-
Ivan Toney is in it when he's about to leave in a month. That was the funny. I gotta show you.
They
it
said
after.
season
Oh, yeah,
4
yeah.
in the prem.
Bro.
You
Yeah.
doubted us.
Yeah.
Look at us now.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to be in that next trailer, bro. That's why.
Nah, Brentford are going down. This season, I think that's it for you guys. I think that's it for you guys. You know, had a good run.
Bro, I gotta
Give me more of that. Give me more of that.
He's right.
so dramatic.
Remember, enjoy your last season there because you're playing top league football after this.
But listen,
Elias is a
but listen, Elias and Ren keep doing well at Brentford.
It's crazy. What are we saying? Ivan Toney's foot.
They keep doing well. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
But Mbuemo and Wissa, once again, I mean, they're holding the fort for Brentford, and they were when Tony was suspended, and they still are now. Opening game, they scored both goals. You had some good words to say about Mbuemo in the group chat when the game was on.
Yeah, he's
just
that next
gassing up
crop,
his
and like he's up there. Obviously he's the turbo below Saka now, but he's right at the top of them now.
Other than that, these other man can't chat to him.
Yeah, bro. Honestly,
Bro,
and you keep forgetting how young he is. What is he? 23, just 24,
20,
something like that.
25.
I was gonna say he was 23 like 2 years. We were saying those things about before.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard that.
Just turned 25.
So he's 24. Fair enough. Yeah,
No, he's 25.
he was. I said he was 24.
Yeah, so was I.
He was 23.
So was I.
Stars, he just turned 25.
No.
He's 24, man.
No. I said
He was 24.
I said
So was I 4 years ago.
Yeah, forget you, bro. 24. Bro,
That was a long time ago.
COVID hit when you was 24, bro. I'm saying this going out a week ago, bro.
He's 16 days younger than me. Like,
You're the same. You're the same.
Different year. Like I'm 96.
Nah.
I can say, yeah. That's 29 next year.
Yeah.
Well, ask him what you just said.
Hey, Nick, what are you next year?
This year, 29.
No,
What are you next year?
Oh, technically 30, yeah.
He's
You hitting the dirty.
Damn!
And then so are you. So are you 2 weeks later. So are you.
Oh, man.
It's like it's a homeless man telling another homeless man, a broke ass nigga.
Yes.
What you doing, man? You both old as hell.
He's 25 stars.
No, oh yeah, 25, but on
He
real
was
man.
24. He was 23 before that too. So he wasn't even wrong.
You're
about the
right.
first
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, same age as you now.
No, he's
one. I would
26.
love to
He's
be
older than him.
24. I guess.
He's 26.
Yeah, I'm 26.
He's your age.
Yeah,
He's
older.
25.
He's younger than me. If he was here, he'd be the youngest of them.
Yeah, just turned 25. He'll be younger than him. Yeah.
Crazy.
Doesn't look it.
No.
He looks the oldest of them.
Yeah.
He looks the oldest of them, let's be honest.
He looks serious.
No, unreal player, man. Like even the way he took the goal, it was
Yeah.
he didn't use much movement in terms of
Just
like he
dum,
didn't
dum, dum,
dilly
dum,
dally
bang,
on the
bang,
ball,
bang.
straight that.
Efficient.
I love that, man.
Whereas
love
the
that.
guy on the other side,
Sade. Oh, another team.
that's my wife.
Listen, I mean, this is the part of the podcast where it just gets crazy. Eze, actually, I want to talk about Eze's free kick. That was unfair, man. What a free kick that was.
That's the second worst call of the.
For the sake of football, allow that to happen, bro.
It might be the third.
Nah, it's the second.
What was another one?
It was Mosquera strangling
No.
Havertz, and then Mosquera put his finger.
Yeah, he was on.
Where he shouldn't go. Where he shouldn't go.
Yeah, because remember he cuffed it inside. He didn't want to just grab it like this. He went like this.
Yeah.
And I went,
Got the technique now.
bro.
He knew it was there, man. But yeah, I mean, Eze scored a free kick that got disallowed because of a
He was
scuffle in the
trying way
box.
too. I hear it. It's like the
Game's
Palace.
gone, man.
Palace.
I don't hear it, man. The game's gone.
No, 100% regarding that. I think Will Hughes didn't do enough.
Bro, the
that-
referee literally came out and said it was a mistake. He literally told
I
Eze.
didn't know that.
Nah,
Oh, did he
I
come out
messed
and
up. Yeah, no. Oh, he didn't come out personally, but he went to Eze and said, I was wrong to disallow that.
was
Eze came
wrong.
out and
Would you-
said,
would
But he didn't put that in his report.
Would you implement that NFL rule? I know
I don't
it's
watch
off topic.
NFL. I don't watch
Where,
NFL.
where not challenge, where when a decision's made, they have it mic'd up. So,
Alright,
so the whole stadium hears what the
What
scenario
are they
is.
gonna do? I thought they were gonna do that, no?
Keep Americans out of football, bro. Honestly, these Yanks keep their.
Yeah!
This guy's trying to Americanize our sport.
Man.
Keep that American bullshit out of our sport, man.
Said it in the most American accent.
it was only that,
This
like,
is the queen sport.
come on, man. She's gone, bro.
The king. The king
king.
sport.
That's not a joke, bro. That's not funny, bro. I'm not laughing. Bro, the man aren't smiling. We're not smiling, bro. You
how
can't
you
joke
know,
for the
man.
queen like that, bro.
I said
She's gone, bro.
I tried correcting myself to the king.
We grew up like
like-
she raised us.
She was our
raised you.
only role.
Like, you know when you
model.
walk into
raised
school,
you.
you know when you walk into school,
Yeah.
you see her
Can you-
face.
hold on, can you
see
just
her face
reiterate
all the
that?
time.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
She raised you.
Queen Elizabeth and Arsene Wenger.
And what about your mother? Your mother doesn't have any.
She was there too.
The 1%ers, they're loving this.
Yeah,
man,
1%ers. Listen, 1%ers, guys. We're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are either Forest or Bournemouth fans, so we are talking about
But
you guys
Eze,
last.
though, I want to go back to back
go
on
on.
Eze. That brother, a very good player, unreal.
Yeah, no one doubts that.
But Palace should need to find someone else. You can't give him the keys.
You can't give Eze the keys.
Yeah, I don't
So
think.
should
I don't
they
think.
give it to your boy?
No, not Adam Wharton. I feel like he's a very good. I said it to you. I said it to the man in the chat. He's a very good Robin. I don't think he can be a Batman.
Who, Eze?
Yeah, I don't think.
But can Mateta be that Batman?
No.
Nah.
Score 15
Because you know what it is, yeah? At least it offers something that Eze hasn't got, which in my opinion it's the vision and the decision making. I feel like we've seen with Elisa for years, it's his IQ and his decision making is so good. Whereas with Eze, in my opinion, he is very good, but there's sometimes where you can tell he's a bit greedy when he doesn't need to be. I remember there was a moment where he drew past someone. He had Tyreek Mitchell on the left, naked by himself. He was just stood there.
Wait, Tyreek Mitchell was naked in the middle of the Premier League game.
By himself.
I don't know how TVC license he got out.
So
I think you had
Surely that's not allowed, actually.
No, but I hear him. I know him. He has football talk.
Huh?
He's naked on the left hand side.
Yeah, literally by himself.
Mascara should have made it that match, right?
Mascara was praying that he was there.
Yeah, but literally he was there by himself. Didn't look to pass. Like everything he was looking to do was to shoot. I hear it because
has he turned 27 yet? Is he 27 yet?
26.
He's 26. I
But he was 25.
don't know. But before that, he was 24. I don't know how he's still at Palace. Even if it
City
wasn't,
wanted him
I'm
for
not
years.
saying big club. I'm not
you
saying
wanna know
big
why he's
club
still at
moves.
Palace?
I'm saying
Spurs.
underneath.
You know
Man United.
why he's still at Palace?
heard.
I'll tell you why he's still at Palace.
I got it.
I'll tell you why he's still at
got it.
Palace. 2 years ago, Zaha was their sale of the summer. This summer, Elise is their sale of the summer. They're not selling two of their guys, bro.
They can't.
And remember,
Especially look how long they kept Zaha at the club. They were willing to overpay him crazy just to keep him as their guy.
You guys do know he had a release clause that expired like maybe a week ago.
Who's that?
Eze, 60 million.
What is it now?
That's
60
too
mil.
steep, though.
Not really.
Not really. For
I think
a player like his
I don't
caliber.
think it's steep,
Why-
but
why?
I think this is a window that really teams
For the
are
clubs that I'm saying should go for him, it might be steep.
No, but
you see what I'm
hold on,
saying?
you're saying Spurs. Spurs already have a Madison in that kind of role. They don't really need him. United already have a Bruno. Chelsea already have their own midfield thing as
know
well.
what Chelsea
So it's
got.
a summer where teams really aren't spending that much money, and they just sold Elise. They're not going to sell their two best players in one summer.
It's facts. It's
Right.
facts.
There's no space for him.
It is facts.
Maybe Newcastle, that's why.
Maybe there's space for him at the Forest of Bournemouth because they just played and they drew
This
1-0.
guy's unreal, man.
And
You're never getting your job
and
back.
they are not
Bring a seat back.
Forest student midfielder because in the first game about 15 minutes in Danilo
I didn't even watch it, you know.
Did you see it?
No,
definitely not for you to watch.
No.
No, you don't like the scrimmage things.
I read it was similar to Paul George. I went, yep. That's me done.
Well, yeah, it wasn't great. 15 minutes into the opening game of the season, your season's done.
He was meant to be coming Arsenal.
Top player as well, man. Was he?
He was
Yeah,
linked.
yeah,
No,
before
he was
Forest,
linked, you
before
know?
Forest.
He was linked still.
What a player, but unfortunately, that's his season's done. I mean, it's sad to see
Very.
a leg break like that. You know, we've seen so many in the Premier League. It's just, not, I mean, in football in general. But yeah, I mean, they
know what
went
the
down
thing
very
is?
early on. Chris Wood, your favorite striker,
Up to no
stars.
good.
Yeah, up to no good.
Chris Wood up to no good. That's brilliant. That's incredible.
He was up
It's
to
the
no
one
good.
percenters, man.
Oh, that's fucking
Chris
brilliant.
Wood.
Right, up to no good. That's fucking good.
Once again, made it 1-0.
I'm at the compliment. That's good.
Yeah, for real. For then,
Take it, brother.
for then Antoine Semenyo to equalise later on.
They had a disallowed goal as well, if I'm correct. But, you know, regarding Nottingham Forest, I don't really want to talk about their players like the football club as much. I just want to talk about what's your thoughts on Eddie Nketiah heavily linked
He
to
said
Nottingham
Bond
Forest.
again.
How can you just say?
Because he's from
that's
Southeast like yourself,
Yes.
Arsenal fan,
Like yourself.
What?
Arsenal fan. Arsenal
Nketiah
fan.
Nation.
Nah, I'm not part of Nketiah Nation.
Come on, just part, please.
Nah, you're on your own on this one.
Your
bro.
defense is
Well, first of all, my bad. Apparently, Danilo's going to be back in 8 weeks, which would be amazing.
That's it. End of season. He's back in 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
What to be
But
fair?
a leg-
Promise me again! You promised me!
But a leg break.
That's like that one. Remember that one tweeter? It's like Drogba has malaria, and then like a day later, it's like Drogba's recovered from malaria.
He's back, guys.
So
Hey.
good news.
Danilo, you're back. Come on, boy.
Some good
He's a
news.
scout, he's a transfer guy,
some-
he's a medic.
some good-
Come on, man.
Some good news. Some good news for you Forest
Alright,
fans.
people probably heard this and they're like, wait, Danilo's out for the year.
Then listen to Sharky with
furious-
put hair like this.
The
going,
furiously
no.
typed, oh my god, no. That's come out. He's back in 8 weeks. What is that? We're
I
back.
don't think anyone takes my words for gospel anyways, don't worry. I think you're safe. But yeah, so Danilo should be back in 8 weeks, so speed recovery. Hopefully for him, a leg break clip.
Comparatively, it is a speed
It was
recovery.
a clean leg break.
Oh, that's good. I'd rather have that than
Then hanging off or something. Yeah.
That's when Jeff Streves used to be in FIFA. He's like, yeah, he looks like he's broken his leg here, but
Yeah, he's a tough cookie. He's a tough cookie. He'll be back.
He'll be back. But yeah, I mean, listen, what were you saying? So, what were you saying? Nketiah. I mean, look, what's their striking options? Chris Wood right now.
I won you, but I don't know. I think I won you out of favour. I don't know why. He's a very good striker. Always liked him, but
Callum Hudson-Odoi, Anthony Elanga.
Eddie
listen.
Nketiah.
Edward Nketiah.
Oh, you're trying. Okay, you man are going.
Are you saying that?
No, I was just saying that I like those two options throughout the season, but you guys are just saying that you want a whole million in front line. Let's do it.
100%.
Let's go for it.
Why not?
Why
With
not?
Gibbs White in the hole.
Why not?
It's like Man United, mate.
With Sangare and the DM.
Sangare, by the way.
Top
Do
player.
you remember how
But he
every
was highly
single
rated, but I don't know.
it was the stats. It was, you know how they have the machine that said comes out with a player whose FB ref stats are the best for a big club. It was Sangare for how long?
Yeah, for so long.
How many years
perfect.
was it
I
Sangare?
even saw Lias tweet about him.
So what did he say? Sangare too?
Man United.
No, that's not true.
Check
That's
it.
not true. That's not
Lias
true. That's not true. That's not true. He's one of those players I have never been like
can
tweeting
stop
about
like
like that, bro. Nah, that's crazy.
It's a good line.
It's a crazy
I
line,
like that
bro.
line.
I tweet about a lot of players. Sangare is not one of those guys,
Sometimes you
bro.
gotta lie, man.
You just gotta see if it sticks. Or like,
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show.
I know he was looking up furiously.
Certified.
yeah.
I don't think I have tweeted about him.
No, fuck, I do agree.
There we go. Anyways, that was the Premier League round.
Shout out Bournemouth and Iriola.
Shout out all of you guys. Let me quickly go over our first ever FPL game week, and I'll shout out the top 10 in the SDS Ultras League. Let me see if the points have updated before I do it. Looks like it might have. SDS Familia, we have our own league in the SDS Camp. There's 13 members. Yes, Elias, we know you did a tweet about Sangre, don't worry. In first place, top of the SDS Group League with all the members and crew. Star player is right at the top of the league.
It's like last year all over again, man. It's like last
With
season all over again,
with
man.
his team name Creamination. What does that mean?
What?
Creamination, man.
Cream.
Stay creaming, boys.
Creamination.
Someone clip that. I just want that as a clip.
Creamer Nation.
Yeah.
And who inspired that name?
It was me. It was me. And
But the
I was
Lias
saying-
and the nation bit at the end of it. There's that from
I
Lias.
don't want to be
no.
co-signed to this, bro.
No,
Take
because
Nation out of your damn
his
name.
nation, this nation's better than his nation.
There we go. Top of the league. If you're looking at us lot, Abs, you're the second highest on this table. Obviously, you're in 7th in the group in the league.
That wallahi, what fair play.
But you're the second highest on this table.
Wallahi, I'm thinking second in the league. Good stuff.
Second highest on the table, which is good. But
Danilo all over
what
again.
even lower?
Wallahi, second out of the season is that?
Yeah.
8 weeks.
Yeah, Abs,
Goodness.
team name Abs Talks Ball, named after your YouTube channel. Check it out.
Oh, plug,
Welcome
cheers.
to YouTube, by the way. I
Oh,
didn't
thank you
even
so
say
much.
that.
Oh, yeah, congrats,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
When's your next video? We're waiting. eagerly
Tomorrow, the vlog, which will feature
United.
Lias and Liban.
waiting. Amazing. We look forward to
You
seeing
were
it.
vlogging that the whole time.
Come on, boy, you'll see
You didn't
it.
even know.
Yo, I had no idea.
Come on, boy, you'll see it then,
Hey,
man.
hold on, I need to sign off on this.
No,
right?
yeah, trust me, you're good. You're good.
Does that include everything that happened within Manchester?
As in the game that we went to, we came back. Yeah,
The travel, the
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and you go back.
yeah, that's what was involved. Yeah,
Perfect,
travel, the game, and travel back.
Yo,
What
this
happened in
guy was
Manchester?
videotaping me on the low, bro. I have no...
It was just the interview, bro.
Well, nothing else.
Nothing else, bro.
Oh, so you didn't film during the match?
During the match, yeah, but he was
But
in
like
there.
your
so-
opinions every few
I don't know.
minutes.
What do you think was in? One second. Now we need to know. What do you think was in there, bro? What did
He
you
was
get up to?
slating every player.
Was it? No,
And
no,
now
no,
he's scared.
no. It was only our celebrations in the interview. That's what.
Alright, there we
it was.
go. Well, we look forward to seeing it.
I'll show you.
I'm one place
Panic,
below
guys,
you.
it's
In,
too bad.
I don't think it's updated yet. Actually, it hasn't been updated yet. To be fair, so I don't even know. So wait,
Yeah, because the
actually,
game just happened this tonight.
Brilliant.
actually, I'm above you because you got.
Are you?
You finished with 64 points. You got 64 points. I got 67.
You got mascara over there above you.
I got 67.
Yeah,
No, because you got 64 points. I got 67.
Yeah,
so,
fair play.
You know, so I did.
3
I'm
points.
above you, so I didn't update. Exactly. So I'm above you.
I'm on the way back.
That's how maths
In
works.
FPL though, FPL, that's not a lot.
Where's Lias?
Elias
Yo, I
is
finished
in-
with 61 points, which honestly, I'm
Nice.
hearing 64. I captained Harry Winks and I got 61 points. I would have finished if I captained Salah like I wanted to.
There we go.
75 points.
Okay, cool. It hasn't fully updated yet, so I can't read out the top 10.
lucky,
I can't read out the top 10 for you guys, but it's on the screen right now. This is the current top 10 for the SDS Ultras League. There's already thousands and thousands of people. I think there's about 5,000 or 6,000 people in this league already in this game week one. You can still join, and your points will carry on. If you do win the league, remember you can win either £500 or an appearance on the table. We started last season, someone already won, and they took the money. So there's no worries. You can do that if you want. You know what? I'm going to add another prize this season. You could even have £500 or an appearance on the table and a signed SDS shirt from every member. Just please come on the podcast.
You know what? No. That's
it. That's the end of the podcast.
You need to do a deal like where it's £500 if you win. However, though, that money can get taken away if you lose a mastermind. As in, they have to face someone on mastermind. But they get to choose who it is.
Nah, you gotta play me.
£500.
£500.
They're gonna lose money, bro.
There you go.
Or
I'll go easy
be
on
on the
you.
table.
There you go. Anyways, join the league if you want to join us. All in the description below. It's on the screen right now. It's flashing right now on the screen. But also it's in the description if you know, I don't know, can't see it on the screen or something. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.